What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we about to have us a good old time tonight. I am your host, Emmanuel Eman Noisette. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for making it out tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. For anybody that's new, this is the place to be on YouTube, where we are going to talk about a lot of the news from the week. We got some trailers to react to. A lot of y'all been talking about that Echo thing. Now, I haven't seen it yet. But I've heard that the Echo trailer is pretty good. So we are going to watch that today and react to it. I think there was a Planet of the Apes trailer. Yeah, we're going to react to that as well. And then at the very end, we will be talking about Loki episode 5, which is probably one of the most anticipated things from Marvel in a long time. So we got to talk about that episode as well. I want to thank anybody that is new here for coming through. If you would like to participate, if you want to be part of one of the livest of live chats, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel, and you too will be able to comment, share your thoughts, and all that with the rest of us. Let's see. I do want to apologize for being a little late. As you could probably hear it in my voice, y'all babies, these kids, old germy kids done got me sick or whatever. So I had to try and get something to just clear up whatever's going on up here. I thought I had the vid. I was like, man, if y'all kids done gave me the vid again, kids be nasty. Oh, just come home with nothing but germs. Just not, and then on top of that, that's when they want to be the most affectionate. Y'all notice that? Y'all with kids, y'all notice that? It's only when they get nasty and snotty and coughy, and sneezy. That's when, Daddy, I love you, Daddy. Can I give you hugs, Daddy? I'm like, if you don't get away, go on now. I love you, but go on, sit over there. Sit over there. But they done got me. They got me either way. I'm just, sinuses. I thought I had the vid, but luckily it was not. I went and got I got tested, so it's just normal head cold, sinuses or whatever. So if I sound a little messed up, that's why. I figured I'd go ahead and tough through it, for y'all in either way. All right, so let's see. We got some folks in the building. Let's go ahead and give a couple quick shout outs to who made it out. Let's see. I got is it gonna show? There we go. Ism, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. L, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here as well. My man Tane is back in the building. Thank you, brother, for being here. Appreciate it. Let's see. Didier's here as well. What is up? Deborah, good to see you. Thank you so much. Wouldn't be alive without Ms. Harper. You know the deal. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely appreciate that. Let me see who else we got. We got Joy in the building. Good to see you, Joy. Thank you so much. Talented one, what is up? How are you? Who else? Alley girl, good to see you. You catching on the replay? That's all good. Shout out to the replay gang. Y'all been coming through, man. Y'all replay gang, y'all been coming through. I see you. I'm trying to interact with y'all as much as I can. So thank you so much for that. So me, shout out. Thank you so much. Who else? DB, what is up? How are you? Good to see you. Who else? Callow, what is up? How are you? Good to see you too. Who else? I see the homie T-Ville is here. What is up? We got my man Jason Rodriguez. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. My own little homie, Intergalactic Space Captain. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here as well. We got some more homies in here with Zia Latrice. Good to see you. More of the Mod Squad. SJ Evans. Thank you so much for holding it down. Who else we got? Samantha. Good to see you. My man Nelson V. What is up? 60 plus. Hello. Tasha, good to see you. We got the homie Nina back. Good to see you too. Who else I saw? There we go. My man Theo's in the building. Good to see you. Tyrone, what's up with you? Christy, how you doing? Mama J is in the building. Always a pleasure. Who else? My man, there we go. My man Mike is back. Thank you so much for being here. My man Angel Gonzalez holding it down. Thank you, brother. Diamond, good to see you again. Thank you so much for making it out. Let's see, Xavier, Professor X. Hello, hello. Good to see you. My man Johnny Washington's here. Pierre, good to see you as well. Tree, shout out. Another mod squad with a lead. Good to see you. Creative, what's up? Oh, that's Gilberto. What's going on, Gilberto? Good to see you. Kiki West is back. Thank you so much. Tanya, good to see you. Corey, hello. Shar, what's up? And shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. Again, like I said, I am just a little under the weather. So I am going to do my best to not be here for 4 hours. I know I will not be here for 4 hours. You see, I didn't say 3, but we're not going to do 4 hours. But shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. I really, really do appreciate y'all. Let's see. We got our first comment. What we got? Anthony coming through. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you. E-Man won't watch a movie if it's got Anthony Mackie in it. Says he can't stand watching someone wing it in every role. Anthony Mackie fan minus E-Man. This is actually not true. I listen. I keep trying to tell y'all. I have watched many things that Anthony Mackie is in. Y'all can keep saying I'm a hater. I have watched these things, and therefore that is what informs my opinion. Okay, it informs my opinion about Anthony Mackie and what I believe the man is capable of or not. So, yes, I have seen Crossover. Yes, I have seen The Adjustment Bureau. I've watched what is Repentance. I've watched what was that other thing he did on Netflix or whatever. I've watched a couple episodes of Twisted Metal. I've watched Anthony Mackie. I'm going to go watch Captain America. So y'all can keep saying that all you want, and yes, clearly y'all are choosing violence. I don't know why. I'm sick. Why y'all picking on me? I came out here for y'all. I could have been in the bed. But this is how y'all do me. Why? What I do? Man, I just be trying. I be trying. Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate you. Let's see. Hold on. I saw. Wait. I don't know. Is this coming up slow for y'all? I don't know why it's lagging like that. Somebody had asked. Wait, who was it? There we go. Jennifer. You said details on the shirt. This time I came prepared. I do have details on the shirt for you. I got to represent my girl Storm. I am posting it in the comments right there. It's just on Amazon, so y'all can grab it. I didn't make it, so I don't know. But if y'all want it, it's right there in the links. If the mods can go ahead and share that link with folks if they ask for it, I'd really appreciate it. If y'all remind me, I'll add it to the comments as well for the replay gang as well. All right. Thank you for that. All right, guys. Let's start off with we had some bad news that we had to go through, and we're just going to kind of roll through that real quick. Unfortunately, Matthew Perry, aka Chandler from Friends, has passed away. He passed away a couple days ago. Of course, one of the most recognizable things he's done is obviously the TV show Friends, which has been one of the most popular TV shows of like damn near all time at this point. It says here, Matthew Perry, the beloved actor who starred as Chandler Bing on Friends, has died. He was 54. Right now there is an investigation. They are not suspecting any foul play. It said here that he died in his apartment, drowning in a drowning accident in his LA home on Saturday, according to the LA Times. This was definitely sad. I mean, first of all, 54, way too early for anybody to go. So that's way too early. And this really kind of messed me up because my wife, I was already I watched Friends before, but my wife leaves it on repeat. Like she watches Friends from beginning to end religiously at this point. And when I got this news, I had just got done watching the episode of Friends, and Chandler was one of my favorite characters. So, to hear this news really, really sucked. I mean, I haven't heard any bad things about, Matthew Perry, so I'm assuming dude was a good guy. I'm assuming he led a good life. I'm not gonna lie though, this drowning accident, I'm not saying this is what happened, but it started to remind me of Whitney Houston, and I'm hoping that that's not the same situation. I hope that, hopefully it wasn't something like he was suffering or whatever. But prayers, thoughts, positive vibes to his friends and family. But yeah, he's definitely going to be missed, and thank you for your contribution in the TV world, because that was absolutely a memorable performance as Chandler Bing. So y'all let me know, were you a fan of Friends? Were you a fan of Chandler, Matthew Perry's character? Or maybe you guys watch some other stuff. I think I watched, what was it? I think it was the Ron Clark story or something like that. I watched that with my wife, and he was pretty good in that too. But anyway, if you have any thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments. All right, let's move on. We have some updates here. Now, it's a bunch of little stuff, so I just kind of packed it all together. It's got to do with the strike, the ongoing actor strike with the studios. And then we have some things related to TV and series and stuff and updates. So let's just kind of go through these little quick things here. So right now, Disney is about to buy the remaining stake in Hulu or from Comcast. So now Disney's going to completely own Hulu outright. And yeah, so that's going to be happening. It says Disney said Wednesday that it had agreed to buy Comcast 1/3 stake in streaming service Hulu, a long expected outcome. It says that they're going to buy them for about $8.6 billion by December 1st. And in case y'all didn't know, we already are kind of sort of seeing Disney flex that Hulu muscle. Now, they kind of already did, because you could get Disney Plus with Hulu already. So now things are starting to become a little bit more I guess fall under the same umbrella, because we just saw Echo is also going to be not only on Disney Plus, but it's going to be on Hulu as well. So now we're starting to see like what Disney is trying to do with Hulu, and maybe they're going to expand a little bit, but we'll talk more about that a little bit later. How do y'all feel about Disney buying Hulu? Does it bother you? Whatever you think, let me know. Now, as for the actor strike, this is an ongoing process. They've been going back and forth. I really didn't want to report on it, because all that was being reported was they kept like the actors would do something, then the studio wouldn't. The last thing that we kind of talked about was the studios were like, look, either y'all give us a counter and make a deal, or we're not doing nothing until January of 2024. And that right there is, I mean, it might be kind of posturing a little bit, but at the same time, you know, both sides are trying to push the other to just make a deal. And the actors, they just went ahead, or the actors union, SAG-AFTRA, they just went ahead and set a new offer to the studios, really hoping that this is going to be the way, like this is going to be it. It says Hollywood's major studios are preparing to make an offer to SAG-AFTRA on Friday that they hope will end the 113-day actor strike. Oh, I'm sorry. So the studios made the like a good offer. At least they believe it's a good offer. It says here the talks could go well into the weekend, especially if the two sides see that a tentative agreement is within reach. So similar to how the studios made a deal with the writers, it could be possible that they could reach a tentative deal rather than a long-term deal. They could find a tentative deal, because with the writers, I want to say it was only a 3-year deal, and then they're going to go back to the drawing board and try things out again. But they're like, yo, we're gonna make y'all one good offer, and it's going to be on the actors now, and hopefully they can make a deal. But the this is not uncommon because when they made deals with the directors and the writers, they went all the way into the weekend as well. So it could be that within the next couple days, maybe we finally will hear the end of this strike, at least for the coming years. But if they don't come to a resolution, and if they wait all the way till January, you better believe way more stuff is going to get pushed back and delayed because once again, no actors, no production. Nobody's making money. Other jobs are not going to be able to work. Studios are going to take a hit. Actors obviously are taking a hit. And us, the consumers, we're missing out on our favorite movies or shows or things that we've been, anticipating. So, of course, there is a ripple effect going on. Now, some things are still kind of moving and going into production. Some things are getting pushed back and delayed. So, here's one thing that is kind of that is moving forward now for all y'all scaredy cats. Don't worry, ain't no scary pictures and nothing like that. But we do have a new TV series coming out, and that is with the Poltergeist TV series. It is now going into early development. Yes, that's right. It says here a series version of the iconic horror film Poltergeist is currently in early development, and this is coming from Amazon. Listen, Amazon is trying to come with some heat. For those of you that might have been a little bit too young and or too scary to know what Poltergeist is about, it's centered on the Freeling family who moved into a new home only to discover that it is infested with a horde of ghosts. Who you gonna call? After the ghosts kidnap their young daughter, the Freelings work with a parapsychologist and a spiritual medium to free their daughter and escape the ghosts. Mm, 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 mm. Well, that should be somewhat interesting. We do not know any details as to what the TV show is going to cover. I remember back in the day. Now, here's the thing. When was this born? Or when was this done? I think I was a baby when Poltergeist came out. So I'd never really watched it when it first came out. I remember a lot of people were scared of Poltergeist when it came out. Um, I mean, I rewatched it and I was like, I guess, you can understand why it was scary back then, but things have progressed. It's kind of like The Exorcist. Yeah, if you was around in the 70s and you watched it, it was the scariest thing because that's what was around. But over time, it don't hold up as much, but you can appreciate what it set up. So anyway, I mean, shoot, if it wasn't for Poltergeist, we might not have The Ring, right? Because listen, what Poltergeist did for y'all back in the day, that's what The Ring did to me. Okay, when that Ring happened and the TV and the static, oh hell no, no. Let me tell you something. I I I did not watch TV for days after watching The Ring. That traumatized when that little girl came out that TV, I was like, no, nope, 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 nope. That scared the bejesus out of me. And I was like, never going back. Nope, nope, nope. Anyway, if y'all are excited about the Poltergeist series, please feel free to let me know. But there are some other things that are getting delayed, unfortunately. You also have White Lotus. It says here White Lotus season 3 would have been in play for 2024, but it's going to be now in 2025. This is coming from the HBO CEO Casey Bloys. And Welcome to Derry. It would have come out on Halloween 2024, but that's likely going to go to 2025. Now, in case you didn't know, Welcome to Derry is pretty much the prequel series to It. In case you did not know, it is a prequel. I don't really think they have a lot of information about it, but it's supposed to be about, I want to say it's about when Pennywise comes in like the 1920s or 30s or something like that. So that is actually something I'm going to be interested in because I'd really like to see what they do with that. So if you'd like to see a Pennywise prequel, please feel free to let me know. There's another TV show that we might be able to look forward to. And I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely loved this show. It was Prison Break. If y'all have not seen Prison Break, yo, that show right there was nothing but suspense and thrills every episode until they got to season 3. Oh man, oh man. So first it was all good. Season 1, season 2 was okay. I mean, it was like really, really good. But then season 3, I don't know what the hell they was doing. Did it even go to a season 4? I don't know. I just remember the way it ended was terrible. But the first 2 seasons were absolutely great. But now it sounds like it says here Hulu is in early development of a new incarnation of the Fox drama Prison Break. It's now described as a new chapter. The new installment is set in the world of Prison Break. Details are being kept under wraps, but it is not expected to involve the characters who were at the center of the original series and its follow-ups on Fox. So I only have one question, which is why? Like, why are y'all making this? Like, Prison Break was literally about this guy named Michael, and his brother was wrongfully accused or whatever, put in jail, and he had to go break him out of prison. It was about the characters. And I'm not going to spoil it for those of y'all that want to see it, but it ends with the characters. Why are you doing anything else with this? Like, and you're not even gonna continue with the other characters, which I'm not mad about, because the other characters, they really started to get kind of whack over time. But like, unless you're just doing a reboot, I could see maybe a reboot, and maybe you find new, unique, updated ways to break out of prison. I could see that. But going back and doing Prison Break in the same universe as a continuation of some sort or something, I don't know. I'm not really feeling that. I'm not really feeling that. But maybe, like maybe it'll do something, whatever. But y'all let me know. Were you a fan of Prison Break? Was that something that you were looking forward to with the new TV series within the same universe? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right. Let's grab some of these comments here. Ooh, I'm getting congested already. All right. Anthony, Matthew Perry had been struggling with drug use often on and off for years. That sucks, but it looked like he really turned his life around. Yeah, I did read something about how like the last time he was seen in public, he seemed to be like in good spirits. So yeah, I hope it's not drugs. Drugs are so terrible, like what they do to people and how they affect friends, family, and all those. It's such a terrible, terrible roller coaster ride with that. But it is what it is. Hopefully it wasn't that. But thank you for that. Who else? We got my man Dion. What's going on, brother? Good evening, EFAM. Honestly, I've never heard of Dude, so I never was a fan. As far as Disney buying Hulu, I think it might be a good play. Cool. I'm assuming you probably didn't watch Friends then, and that's fine. It wasn't for everybody. But thank you so much for that. Natalie, what you got? Back so soon and no costume this time? Yeah, no costume. No, y'all get that. Y'all was lucky y'all got that. Like, because at first I couldn't think. I was thinking about dressing up as who was I gonna do? I was gonna try and be Kang the Conqueror, but I couldn't get a costume in time. Who else was I gonna be? I was gonna try and dress up as Captain America, Sam Wilson, but I couldn't find a costume in time for that either. And I was just like, wait a minute. I know I could find me a silky orange shirt. And I got it on Amazon. So that was all I needed. And it was up. I was up and running after that. But thank you so much, Natalie. Good to see you. Let's see. Anthony, Chandler was the inspiration for Everett Ross in the Christopher Priest run of Black Panther, who created the character. I did not know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had no idea. But thank you for that. If that's true, cool. Nelson, what you got? Is anyone paying attention to the actor strike? Well, we just did. But thank you for that. But yeah, we just have to wait, for I think we're about to get something. Either they're going to come to an agreement or they're not. But it seems like both sides are tired of going back and forth. It's 113 days. Didier, I'm old enough to be freaked out by both Poltergeist and The Ring. How I still own a TV is beyond me. Brother, I don't know how you do it either. Because I couldn't do, like, if I was around for Poltergeist back then, getting sucked into it. Oh, and I was a kid watching that. Hell no. No, couldn't be me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because listen, anytime my TV goes to static, it's a problem. I'm like, throw the TV away. We could get another one. Like, forget that. No, thank you. No, thank you. Puma. No to Poltergeist. I rather they do the Necroscope by Brian Lumley. Much better. I don't know what the Necroscope is. Pennywise and Prison Break are good. Any news on Reacher or Alex Cross? I have not seen any news on either one of those. I'm looking forward to Reacher season 2. I like the first season. Alex Cross, I didn't really watch that, so if it's good, I'll see what y'all say about it. But thank you so much, Puma. I appreciate you. Who else? Kiki, thank you so much. Didn't Prison Break include 2 actors that ended up best friends on The Flash and later Legends of Tomorrow? Yes, it did. The Flash damn near recycled almost half of Prison Break. Yeah, like they was bringing all them folks back together. But yeah, they definitely came back that way. But thank you so much, Kiki. I appreciate you. Anthony, oh, is that what it was? Okay, you said Prison Break 3 was hurt by the '08 writer strike. It felt like it. It felt like it. I probably wasn't paying attention at the time, but it went downhill so fast. And the writing was so beautiful those first 2 seasons. Like I would totally recommend to watch the first 2 seasons. It's really, really good. It just gets nonsensical at the 3rd season. Um, yeah, you could tell it got very amateurish, but that makes more sense. Thank you so much. Loki, thank you so much. Hubby said you nailed Tupac. That's right. It was Epoch, but that's fine. Thank you so much to both of y'all. Oh, hold on. Oh, you trying to double dip. Hold on. I see. I see you. Hold on. Let me give some shout outs here. Thank you so much, low key, for the $25 cash app. My goodness, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Says thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you. Sending some love right back to you. And tell the hubby I said what's up. Thank you so much. Ism, what you got? Echo looks dope, getting Punisher vibes with that MATV rating. I think it's gonna be surprise people. I'm here for it. All good. Well, I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it later on after this, so we'll see. I keep hearing that it's very good, so we will get to it and watch it all together. Who is this? Marley, what you got? Jada Pinkett Smith probably hit you up yesterday. No, she did not hit me up. That would have been funny though. If she did hit me up, I'd have like, why don't you come on the show? That would have been great. I would have talked to her too. But thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right. So just like we went through the TV updates, we got a couple movie updates. Again, not huge news, not major stuff, but just some things to kind of get you guys informed on what's going down. So I don't know about y'all. So we're gonna stick on horror. No, I'm not showing nothing scary, so y'all can stay put. But have y'all seen the movie It Follows? If anyone hasn't seen It Follows, um, I thought that it was actually a pretty decent movie. And if you have liked It Follows, then you might be happy about this news because It Follows is actually going to get a sequel coming up, and that is in early development. It says David Robert Mitchell is finally making his long awaited follow up to the horror hit It Follows. Mitchell is reteaming with star Micah Monroe on They Follow. Now, It Follows was a 2014 film starring the young woman who, after sleeping with other folks, sleeping with her boyfriend for the first time, she learns that she will now be hunted by a mysterious entity. The only way to temporarily stave off death is to pass on the curse to someone else who will become the next victim or the next become next on the list, followed by the entity. And no, there are no concrete plot details of They Follow. Not yet anyway. Nothing has been revealed. So I liked It Follows mainly because it was so original. I mean, you literally had the horror version of a ghostly STD. Like that's kind of like what it was, because it was like, yo, pump pass. Like that's pretty much what it was. And look, let me tell you something. Watching that movie made me so happy that I was married. Made me so extremely happy because I was sitting here like, ooh, wee. I'm glad me and my wife, we keeping it right here. Just ain't nope, ain't no horror entity coming in this marriage. No, 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 no. Oh, so glad I wasn't young, dumb, and back in the college days or something crazy. I would have been one of them stupid people too. Oh, mm, 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 mm. But yeah, that concept, brilliant concept. Now, was it the greatest horror movie ever? No, I wouldn't say all that. But man, for something original like that, something that appeals to make you scared of something that you normally wouldn't be that scared of. Now, first of all, let me be clear. Ain't nothing scarier than when you wake up one day and you like, do I gotta go to the clinic? That day, that feeling, oh, that's scary. Or so I've been told. So I've been told, somebody told me that was a scary feeling. But to take that and add on a scary ghost on top of that, oh, brilliant story. Brilliant story, right? So anyway, now that they're calling it They Follow, I mean, what's happening now? Like, what does this mean? Does the ghost got some friends? Like, what? Did they make a call? Like, what kind? You know how gonorrhea got one thing, and then now they apparently they got super gonorrhea. Did the ghost get a power up? What is happening? Like, I'm just curious. At this point, I'm just curious about what the hell this movie is about before I give it any more, you know, money or attention. But they got me the first time, so I'm probably gonna give it some energy the second time. But anyway, are y'all interested in It Follows? I know some. Oh, okay. I know some of y'all some scaredy cats, and y'all don't like to watch things. I wouldn't say that it's. Oh, okay. I don't remember if there's anything actually scary, because if I'm not mistaken, all you see are people. Like, you don't really see a monster or something. It's people. Now, the people are crazy, because the people just follow you. So it's really the concept that's scary. It's not like, oh, let me put some scary monster with big nails on you. No, it's not like that. So it might be something y'all could watch. I'm talking to the scaredy cats now. It might be something y'all can watch. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, y'all let me know if this is interesting to y'all, if this is something that kind of got your attention. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Now we do have another movie update, which I am a little excited for. Now, here's the thing. I have not played this game yet. And I have been very weary about video game movies. I just got done watching Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh my God. Have y'all seen the comments on that video review that I did for that. Now, I already told you the movie was gutter booty trash. Like, it's a bad movie. It's not good. And when I tell you all the Five Nights at Freddy gamers came for my neck, every single 15-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever, however old y'all are, you're just a normie. You never even played the game, E-Man. You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Johnny, Kyle, Tim, shut up. Get off my channel. I don't care about y'all little video game. You mean to tell me playing a video game is going to qualify whether or not the movie's good or bad? And let me just challenge y'all on that. So if I did not play the video game, but I came and watched this funky little movie, and I said this movie was great, it was amazing, y'all wouldn't say two things. But the logic don't work the other way, huh? It don't work that way, huh? But if I don't watch it and I don't like it, then that's the problem because I didn't play the game. Man, if y'all don't get y'all logical selves out of here with that nonsense, miss me with that. The movie was trash. Okay, it was trash. And if y'all liked it, that's okay. That's okay. Hold on, man. Johnny, I'm sorry. Not you, Johnny. Not you. It was another Johnny. I'm sorry. It wasn't Johnny Washington. You know, it was a other Johnny. You know, and then I don't see no Timmys in here, so there's other Timmy too. You know, but seriously, you know, video game movies have had a long history of just not getting it right. The Mortal Kombat movie, how many times have we sat here, you know, hyped up? I mean, I was hyped up for it, you know, and they just couldn't deliver. You know, they just could not deliver. Cole, just anyway. There is a new video game movie that might be coming out. Now, I have not played this game, but I fully intend to because I've seen other people play it and I've seen the gameplay, and this thing is looking amazing. Have any of y'all seen or played Ghost of Tsushima? Because that right there, that game looks beautiful. And everyone I've heard that has played Ghost of Tsushima has basically said this is like one of those top tier games. So I'm like, okay, I'm with it. I've seen the action. The action looks amazing. I'm assuming the story is also very, very good. So, you know, again, that's not enough to really get me excited for a movie. But they did add some things to this news update, and now I might be a little more excited. It says here that Ghost of Tsushima, for those of y'all that don't know, is a game centered on a samurai out to redeem himself after his clan is wiped out by the invading Mongols on the eponymous island, choosing between following the warrior code and fight honorably or succeed with minimal casualties. Now, here's the thing. This movie is going to have the John Wick director behind it, and he's been developing it for 2 years. Oh, what are you saying to me? He goes on to say here, the John Wick director, we have a script. We're very close to getting our stuff together on that as well. Development is always tricky. It's studios, it's strikes, it's availabilities, and scouting. You have to will things into existence. I think the two things that I am closest and most interested in are Highlander, which we talked about, and Ghost of Tsushima. Both amazing, amazing properties. The story of Ghost is also one of my favorite properties of all times. Sir, say less. Say less. Because one thing I absolutely love is when I have a director that loves the property and knows the property in and out, taking on the project. So you don't have to convince me that this guy knows how to do action. We know he can do action. That no debate. The guy loves this property, and I was listening to one of his interviews or whatever, and he was talking about how him and Keanu Reeves would literally, like, in their off time while they're shooting John Wick, in their off time, they would sit there and watch old Japanese kung fu movies, and they would do it to the point where they can recite these things like the back of their hand, like they like it's not like it's nothing. So I'm sitting here like, oh, you know how to do action. You've done it multiple times. You love this video game and you understand the film genre. You understand the Japanese culture. You understand what makes these movies great. Bro, say less. Say less. I'm in. I'm in. This is all I needed to hear. I cannot wait for this at this point. I hope it gets the green light. I will do my best to play the game before the movie even comes out. But yeah, this right here, I'm actually excited for. Like, I don't get excited about a lot of video game movies, but this right here is what I'm looking for. So definitely on that. By the way, I do know Kung Fu is not Japanese. I was saying I meant to say he watched both Kung Fu and samurai Japanese type of stuff. So he liked all of that, all just anything related to it, martial arts, all of that stuff. Now we do have one more movie update to get to, and this is one it's been near and dear to my heart for years. Actually, we're gonna stick with Keanu. Y'all know I love me some Constantine. I love me some Constantine. Constantine is one of those movies when it come on TBS or TNT, I'm about to let that sucker play. I love this movie. And it's been back and forth on whether or not we're going to get a sequel. And we got some sort of update. It says here by the producer. So Constantine 2 got obviously held up by the writer's strike and him and Keanu. And we had to jump through a bunch of hurdles to get control of the character again because other people had control of the Vertigo stuff. We have control. Keanu and Akiva and I have been in meetings and have been hashing out what we think the story is going to be. And there's more meetings of those that have to happen. The script has to be written, but we're really hoping that we get to do Constantine 2 and make a real rated R version of it. Sirs, please get to work. Please get to work. Write that script like right now. The writer strike is done. Y'all can start writing right now. Find that writer, start writing. I know Keanu can't act. I know. Just start, please. But my goodness, y'all. So I love the fact that Keanu has never let this go. If y'all watch a lot of his old interviews, this man literally was, I think he was on Colbert, on the Colbert late night show or whatever. And he was like, yeah, like I'm still trying to get Constantine 2 going, so great. Great, now I saw the question of like if it's part of the DCU. Right now, I do not believe that Constantine, at least with Keanu Reeves, that is currently not part of the DCU until James Gunn says otherwise. So more than likely it would just be an Elseworlds type of thing. So that's cool. And I love the fact that they said they want to make this a real rated R version. I mean, look, Constantine ain't nothing about Constantine for kids. Constantine is a chain smoking, he is the bottom of the barrel kind of people. He's not a good guy. He's not a good person. And he does a lot. Look, you gotta be a special kind of like crappy person where demons of hell fight just to have a piece of your soul because they want to torment you. That's how bad Constantine is as a person. Okay, like I need y'all to understand. It's a different level of hate when the demons want to come after you because they hate your guts even more. That I need to see this. I want to see this. Oh, I love this. I love this property so much. I love even the animated stuff when they do the animated Constantine and the DC movies behind him. So good. So good. Anyway, y'all let me know, how do you feel about all these movie updates? Are you down for They Follow? Are you down for the Ghost of Tsushima? Are you looking forward to go to Constantine 2? Whatever you think, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh, Jesus, these are catching up. Mm, mm, mm. All right, Nelson, what you got? Going to watch Onimusha on Omnimusha on Netflix this weekend. Okay, I don't but first of all, wait a minute. Nelson, wasn't you supposed to watch something else? Didn't we give you an assignment on Netflix? Weren't you supposed to, you I believe you were supposed to either watch Blade or you were supposed to watch The Raid 1 and 2. Why? What happened? What a progress report with that? What's going on? You thought we forgot. We ain't let you go. Nah, son. You supposed to go back and watch The Raid. One of the greatest action films of all time. What you doing? Talking about you going, how this is like that, y'all ever had that time where somebody owe you money and they be sitting there, be like, man, I just ain't got it, man. I ain't got it. I'm gonna get you on Friday, bro. I got you on Friday. Then you see them like go to the park. You see them go out to the gas station, come out with a whole bunch of stuff. You see them going to the movie theaters, coming out with all the food, all the popcorn. Like, bro, where my money? Where the money at? Where the money? But you can do all of that. You can go tricking like you got it, bro. If you don't go watch The Raid, gonna sit here and you gonna sit here and put it up for the people to see. Like, are we a joke to you? And it's on Netflix. Just scroll over. Nelson, you let me down, man. You let me down. Go watch The Raid. Thank you so much for the support, brother. Sim, I had to watch oh god, Five Nights at Freddy with my son. So ridiculous that I laughed at some parts, but my son enjoyed it. Working on the Best Mom Award. Ha, feel better, E-Man. Thank you so much, Sim. I appreciate you. That is that is kind of funny. And look, I'm okay with the fact that this movie was not for me. If the younger folks like it, that's great. I love it. I love it for them. So if your son loved it, that is great. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm glad you had a good time. And I'm sure you got the award as well. Dion, out of curiosity, have you watched The Fall of the House of Usher and Black Book on Netflix? Neither. I do need to watch Fall of the House of Usher because I really like Mike Flanagan, the writer, the showrunner. I really do like his stuff because I saw Midnight Mass, really like that. And what was that other thing? It was something's game or whatever. I forget what it was. But anyway, yes, I do need to watch it. I have not watched it yet. But thank you so much. Let's see. E-Man, when is the E-Fam watching Invincible together? Here's the funny thing. I was actually going to include Invincible as another breakdown, kind of like what I'm doing with Loki. It was just too much. Like, I'm right now, the sinuses and all that, I can't. So are y'all watching Invincible? That's the real question. Have y'all seen the episode? Because I might just do, I don't know, maybe we'll do a live or something and kind of catch up with it. Now I will say this. I've seen all 4 episodes. Yeah. 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 Now we're only going to get 4 episodes, okay? We only get 4 episodes. So and then there's going to be a long wait, until early next year for the final 4 to come out. Gerald's Game. Thank you, CJ. That was the other movie I was talking about, or show I was talking about. But yeah, the Invincible. Listen, first of all, I highly recommend that y'all go back and rewatch the first season. I highly recommend to do that. There was so much, like, I went back and rewatched it, and there was so much stuff that I forgot about because they just cram all these little side stories and you kind of took them for granted at the time. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to spoil nothing, but like, what's a side story? Oh, okay. So remember in the first season, oh, some people haven't seen it. Okay, so I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll just say they are not wasting anything. They're not wasting anything. So yes, I would say go back, rewatch the whole first season. Trust me, you're gonna blow through it fast. It's not gonna take up your whole day. But you definitely want to check that out. Matter of fact, just my opinion, reviews. Me and him, we just did a spoiler review for episode 1. So make sure you go check that out on his channel. Maybe I'll bum him over on my channel and we'll maybe go back and forth or something. Maybe I'll link up with him and we could do the second one here on my channel. So yeah, where is he at? Is he here? If he's not here, somebody tag him or something, tell him we got to collab and do something like that. But the first episode, I don't know when he's dropping it, but we did do something on his channel, so y'all could go check that out there. Let me see. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it. But yeah, we'll work that out. We will work it out. But go rewatch season 1. Y'all are going to episode 4. Episode 4. I'm gonna just say that. Y'all know I don't do spoilers, but episode 4. Get there. Get there. Puma. Carol's Christmas or Mac. See, no. See, no. 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 Poop or mud? Poop or mud? What are you going? What you want? What you want? No. No. Neither. Trick questions. I can't answer that. Here we go. Nelson. The Raid and Blade are on my watch list. So you gonna put greatness on the watch list, but you about to go watch some Amachinu Mu whatever on Netflix first? All right, Nelson. I mean, if look, listen, if you don't want great things in your eyeballs, just say that. Just say that. If you don't want greatness in your face, just say that. I'll understand. I get it. I get it. Dion, I'm hoping we can get a Baldur's Gate 3 movie. If you haven't played the game, it's a whole experience. Yeah, I don't really get down with the whole fantasy, Destiny type games like that. The role playing, that's not for me. That's not my gaming style. I'm more, Arkham Knight, Arkham City, God of War, Spider-Man. Like that's, Ghost of Tsushima. That's more of my lane in terms of my gameplay and stuff. I heard Baldur's Gate is really good. So, if they do that, that'd be cool. I don't think that's gonna be something I would watch. But I'd be happy for y'all if they made it and if it was really good. But thank you so much for that. All right, let's move on. We have this right here. We got some finally some confirmation. Nothing huge, but it seems like we finally have some confirmation of a ongoing debate, some confusion that's been going on. Now, in Marvel, obviously we're dealing with the multiverse, right? And while we're dealing with the multiverse, there's been all this debate, all this question of like, what the hell is Marvel? Because you had Kevin Feige and Aman Avali, Vanali, they were both arguing. She was like, the MCU is 19999 universe. And Kevin Feige was like, nah, 616, So it's been going back and forth. We've seen stuff where, what was it? Spider-Man Far From Home. They called it 616, Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness. The sacred timeline is called the 616. That is also the designation for the comics. But you would also see things like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, where they call the universe the 19999. And other merchandise would also call it the 19999. But now we actually have an official thing to confirm what this is. Is it Earth 616 or is it Earth 1999? Well, it says here Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. They called it Earth 1999. Now, where this came from an official handbook of the multi of Marvel Universe A to Z, Volume 5, released back in 2008. And that is where the whole 1999 came from. Okay, just in case anybody was wondering where it came from. It came from this official handbook of the Marvel Universe. Now, this is a decision that they bet was not made by Marvel Studios and instead probably by Marvel Entertainment Creative Committee call. Now, here's the thing. I actually spoke to someone at Marvel who would, let's just say, they got some say in this. And they have also confirmed to me that the 19999 thing did not come from them. That came from some outside Marvel source. So again, maybe Marvel Entertainment, which is not Marvel Studios. Yes, they got Marvel in there, but they're not the same departments. They're not the same divisions, right? And yes, that individual confirmed to me that no, we are in the 616. And that the 1999 is not something that is official from the MCU. Um, Now, I'll say this, and no, this person did not confirm it to me, but I will say that I would not be surprised if Marvel were to take the 19999, make it an alternate universe, and maybe this is just me theorizing. Maybe this is what you see in Secret Wars. Maybe when we're jumping from multiverse to multiverse or whatever, maybe this is where the rumor about the Avengers coming back or whatever, maybe this is where that happens, where we get a Tony Stark that comes back, or a Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, or what Scarlet Witch, Scarlet Johansson, whatever, coming back, but they're from the 19999. So right now, as you should know, 1999 does not count. It's 616, and this is made official by the new book that came out. It is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, an official timeline, and with that comes confirmation that it is indeed Earth 616. And Miss Minute herself confirms this in the book. She says, "Hi, I'm Miss Minutes, and welcome to the guidebook and on the beings and events that make up the universe known as 616, also known as the sacred timeline." So yes, now we know it is also the sacred timeline, and I too have the book right here, and yes, it is the 616. So everything that you have seen and that we have gone through in Marvel is currently the 616. And if it does not come from Marvel Studios, it's not official. This is the same reason why I tell y'all Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does not count. Netflix does not count. Sony, only now Sony counts because Sony has worked with Marvel Studios, and that makes it part of the MCU. But until they actually bring these things in, they don't count, because here's the thing. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., for example, or even the Netflix shows, they referenced things from the sacred timeline, right? They would be like, "Hey, remember the Battle of New York? Hey, remember all that other stuff that happened with Endgame and Infinity War?" They would try to reach out, but guess what? 616 don't reference none of them. So because it's not a two-way street, it doesn't count. I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of weird because it kind of started to count, but because I guess of whatever beef between Feige and Jeff Loeb, they was just like, man, we going our own different way. So officially now it doesn't count. It used to count, but it kind of don't count until it does again. Whatever. Anyway, now we have that clarification. So it is what it is. No more 19999. It is now officially 616. So take that however you like. If that makes any difference for you, please feel free to let me know in the comments. Um, what else do we have? We could do this one real quick. We do have a quick Deadpool update. Of course, Deadpool 3 is going to be I would say probably one of my most anticipated movies so far in the MCU. If y'all been following me on Twitter, you probably seen me tweet about this, but like I find it so hilarious that once people read that Variety article, everybody was sitting there like, oh, Marvel's in shambles. Marvel, you saw some people all serious. Marvel's in trouble. Marvel's done. It's gonna die. Y'all know good and well. The second Deadpool 3 tickets drop, you will be there. The second Marvel decides to make an MCU X-Men movie, your tail is gonna be there. The second Avengers Kang Dynasty, Avengers Secret Wars, and they give you Doctor Doom, y'all tails are gonna be there. Why y'all front so hard? Why do y'all front? Like, if you just don't understand how the movie industry works, just say that. But y'all be sitting here talking, oh, the sky is falling. Marvel had a couple bombs, so now they're clearly done. Meanwhile, the second Deadpool 3 comes out, the second, somebody clip this, please. The second it comes out, I guarantee you, Marvel's back, baby. Oh my gosh, Marvel's back at it, guys. And not one word of superhero movie fatigue. Not one. Because it always conveniently disappears when the movies are actually good. Y'all can miss me with all that nonsense because I don't understand how y'all don't see how all this stuff works. If a movie sucks, we don't mess with it. When the movies are good, we're cheering for it. People over here acting as though, and keep in mind, Marvel's not perfect now, but people over here acting like y'all don't see DC over there in the corner. Y'all see what failure looks like. Y'all see what underachieving looks like. Did y'all forget Venom 2? Did y'all not see Morbius? Did y'all not know they was going to give y'all Craven and Madam Web and El Muerto and Disco Inferno Heat? But y'all want to look at Marvel and be like, oh, y'all are done. Oh, it's over. What? What? Do you not know what failure looks like? Marvel tripped. And y'all was like, ooh, they busted their teeth and they paralyzed now, y'all. What are we going to do? How we going to eat? What we going to watch? It's all over now. Stop it. Deadpool 3. And I told y'all this too. I'm on tape. I'm on video. I know. I've told y'all because so many decisions were made during the pandemic when things was changing, when Marvel was all over the place, doing way too much too fast. We were never going to see the impact or the effects until now. Remember, we just got done watching Secret Invasion. That was done in 2021. And we just now playing catch up. We just now watching Loki. That was done years ago. All them decisions years ago. So what do you think is going to take now? The decisions that are made today by Marvel, what we in 2023, y'all not gonna see the effects until 2025 or 2026. And then y'all gonna sit here and be like, oh my gosh, Marvel's got it. Oh my gosh. Like y'all don't see patterns. Anyway, so Deadpool 3, I think, is gonna be that first sign of resurgence. Y'all notice I skipped the Marvels, right? But Deadpool 3 is going to be that first sign of like, uh-oh, here we go. Because here's the thing. We got Hugh Jackman back, and Ryan Reynolds. You got a property that has not failed with Deadpool. You got an icon as an actor and character, also doing a dream team up that we've been thirsting for since, I don't know, X-Men came out. And now, Sean Levy, the director, is giving a little bit more information about this, and it has to do with Logan. He says here that Deadpool 3 will not be the final title, and he confirmed that Logan is actually canon. All right, he says here in this interview, I have always said that I can't wait for Deadpool 3 to come out because all I want to do is give interviews alongside Ryan where we talk about our reverence for the movie Logan. Excuse me. Logan is canon. We love Logan. That happened. I want the world to know, as a producer and director, all of us share a deep love and respect for Logan, every aspect of how it's crafted and all the events that take place. All right. So I think he likes Logan. And if you recall, this was something that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have talked about in interviews before, that Hugh Jackman thought that the way Logan ended, it was kind of like that was it. He was like, look, I don't want to mess with that. Like, what y'all did was great, and I don't want to go undo it or whatever. So they had to basically explain it to him that we dealing with the multiverse. Logan is probably canon, more than likely. And I posted this theory a long time ago. More than likely because Deadpool is going to deal with time travel and dealing with the multiverse. I think in my theory, I also mentioned that you probably are going to have Deadpool dealing with the TVA, because remember, he was going back in the end of Deadpool 2. He was going back and doing all the changes to the multiverse. So he probably was starting a bunch of branches and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, the TVA definitely gonna come for Deadpool. But now that we have a whole multiversal war, we don't know how Loki is gonna end. Maybe there's something else. I know there was a rumor flying around that maybe the TVA was gonna recruit Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't know if that's true or not. But either way, I'm still looking forward to Deadpool 3. And Sean Levy also goes on to say, no, there's no title for Deadpool 3 yet. I sometimes refer to it as Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine, or Deadpool with Wolvie. We've got a few titles we've been bandying about, but boy, it's a tough one. All right. I actually really like that. I have the feeling that because they don't have an official title, that's probably because whatever Marvel's doing in the background has not been official yet. What do I mean? We've talked about how Kevin Feige and the rest of the Marvel crew, they work on movies and shows all the way to the last minute. So, for all we know, Deadpool 3 could be waiting for whatever's going on in Loki. Maybe if there's something, maybe in the Marvels, I don't know. But I mean, it could be like, I don't know, Deadpool and the TVA. I don't know. Like, it could be any one of those things. So we just have to wait and see. But I'm glad that they're holding off on it, because maybe it might even be a spoiler, if they told us the real title. But y'all let me know, what do you think about how Levy feels about keeping Logan, as canon? Do you have any hopes for a certain title that you would like to see? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. JN, what you got? E-Man, whoever your Marvel Connects are, they gotta pay attention more to your critiques on the live. And Anthony and Mackie was good in Night Catches Us. Okay. I don't think I've seen that. I haven't seen that, to be honest. So I have not seen Night Catches Us. I guess my question for you was he a lead in Night Catches Us? Was he the main character, or was he the lead supporting character? Because if you tell me he was the lead and he was good, now I have to go see it. But if he was just a supporting character, I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because I told y'all he is fantastic as a supporting character. So, excuse me, y'all tell me, Night Catches Us, anybody seen it? Was he the lead? Was he a side character? I don't know. I ain't never heard of it. But y'all let me know. But thank you so much, JN. And yeah, that would be nice if they paid attention. They not gonna listen. I don't think I want them listening to my life because I get to keep it funky with y'all over here. And yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to talk to them next time I see them if they heard all the things I've had to say on the live. So listen, y'all get it nice and raw here. Okay, let's listen. I'm trying to raw dog this live. Okay, I want to keep it nice and connected. Okay, that's the way I like the lives. All right, I don't want to be all censored. Who want to be censored around here? Don't nobody want to be censored. You know. All right. Let's see. We got Anthony. What you got here? I'm craving to morb again. No, you're not. Anthony, stop playing. No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't do that. Because what's gonna happen is you say that now, and Sony gonna mess around and hear that, and then they gonna put Morbius in theaters again. Don't do that to them. It's not nice. It's not nice. They don't need that. They don't want that again. Anthony back at it again. His name is Hugh Jackman, not Jackman. Yeah, he is getting there, isn't he? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Y'all so nasty. What are y'all talking about? I'm talking about keeping, like Eddie Murphy raw, uncensored. What are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking? Like, I was just talking about keeping it uncensored with my thoughts and the commentary. What are y'all talking about? Okay, all right. I don't know what y'all on. Y'all be so weird. I don't know what y'all thinking. Anywho, um, let's talk about Blade. We got to talk about Blade. So what Wednesday, we had to do in that emergency live because of all the crazy news that was dropping with Marvel, and among those things that was reported was the crazy story, ridiculous story about what was going on with Blade's script. It was like Blade and his girlfriends or something. Like, I don't know what the hell they was trying to do with that. But apparently the one thing that I like, and this is something that I said yesterday, I made sure to say this. What I enjoyed was the fact that because the article came from Variety, a very well-known, established, outlet, um, it basically ruffled a lot of feathers. And it also prompted a lot of other people, a lot of other insiders, a lot of other outlets to fact check what Variety reported, right? Because again, Variety, they have their sources, but that doesn't mean that they have a grapple hold on the truth, right? They don't own the truth. They might have a little bit here, a little bit there, whatever. Now, with that said, the moment that article dropped, you started having other people chime in on some of the bits. And one thing that got chimed on was Blade. So we actually got one of the Blade writers, one of the people that was writing for Blade, commented on the report. And he was saying here about it says here MCU Blade writer responds to report of Mahershala Ali being the fourth lead in the movie. Let's see. This the guy's name is Michael Starberry. And in his it was a tweet on Twitter that he had talked about this. He said Starberry stressed that he had worked on a draft for Blade before the Writers Guild strike went into effect. During his time on Blade, he quote unquote never saw a version where Blade was the fourth lead, nor that there was a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons. That's according to the report. However, Starberry added, I suppose a lot could have happened since I had anything to do with it before sharing that Blade was in 99% of the scripts I was a part of. He also goes on to say, somebody had asked him, if Blade isn't about Blade, then why would we watch it? And Starberry replied and said, he was in almost every scene when I was involved. I don't know what happened, but I'll just say I seriously doubt he was ever the fourth lead in any draft. So, he's not really saying that the Variety Report was lying, but he's casting a lot of doubt on it. So, it could be that a little bit, maybe two are true. I don't know. Maybe somebody put a pitch out or something that maybe the second he left, somebody was like, "Hey, look what I found, the 227, script." Maybe we don't know, but I just like the fact that people are weighing in on this. But here's something. I think this is some good news. And I think this is something that y'all would actually appreciate because listen, I think a lot of you guys share my frustration with the situation going on with Blade. I say it almost every single time. There would be no MCU if it was not for Blade. Okay. Blade saved Marvel, hands down, period. The least anyone could do is to put some respect on Blade's name when it comes to making these movies. So, I think this might be some good news that y'all might actually appreciate. It says here now, this is from Jeff Snyder, and he's another insider. He's one of those folks that he was the one that told us about General Thunderbolt Ross being recast, but with Harrison Ford. So, like a lot, some of the things that he does mention tends to come out to be true. So he's been considered a more reliable than not insider in Hollywood. So we can take what he says at least with a smaller grain of salt. But according to him, Marvel Studios, a Marvel Studios executive reportedly got fired from the MCU movie after the Blade dispute. He said here on his Twitter, there were allegations about Blade being the fourth lead in one of the drafts. I've gotten pushback on that. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, although here's what one source said. I really don't want to name the person, but I'm told when the executive who is working on Blade, basically, he tried to obscure what was going to be in his draft from writer Stacy. I don't want to mispronounce her name. He either intentionally tried to I guess block what the draft was going to entail, or as another source put it, he didn't sound the alarm on the process or what trouble the project was in. I'm told that he was fired. Another source said it was a parting of ways. I push back against that because who leaves Marvel? This is the dream job for most geek executives. My source said Marvel didn't comment on anything about this, but they said it's one of the few times they ever heard Kevin Feige yell at someone. So the executive on Blade is no longer with Marvel, and that is confirmed. Y'all got Kevin Feige yelling at somebody? Listen, I met Kevin Feige. He the nicest nerd I ever seen. Cool guy. And I say that with like a lot of respect. He the nicest nerd I've ever seen. He don't look like nobody. He don't look like the yelling type. But this the one time that people heard him raise his voice because whoever this executive was that was working on Blade, they sat on this script, or they were trying to hide how bad it was. So if this is true, it sounds like Marvel ain't playing no games with Blade, because we did get the report that they are starting, obviously things got delayed because of the strike, but we also heard that, hey, they went and got the writer from Logan, the writer from True Detective that Mahershala Ali likes. So they got Mahershala happy. They got another director. Maybe, even though they should have caught this earlier, it sounds like whoever this executive was, they was playing around. And they were the reason why it was delaying things. So if this is true, we cannot get mad because it sounds like Marvel was not playing. Marvel's like, you're not gonna mess around because now you're gonna find out. And they fired him. Fired him. Now, I went on the guy on Jeff's Twitter, and he had mentioned something like he didn't want to name who the executive was, but he was like, but the IMDb has not been updated. So I was like, oh, guess we need to go head on over to IMDb. So I did. So let's see here. Who is okay? Jan, that's the new director. They said it was an executive, so probably not the writers. That's the cast. Huh. There go the executives right here. Well, let's make that a little bigger. Kevin Feige. Okay. Well, Kevin ain't finna fire Kevin. Kevin ain't gonna yell at Kevin, right? Oh, well, process of elimination. Maybe. That's it. Now, in case y'all don't recall who Bassem Tariq is, Bassem Tariq was the former director of Blade that decided to step down. Why he decided to step down? I don't know, schedule conflict, blah, 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 whatever. But Marvel was like, all right, cool. If you can't do it, that's fine. You can still stay on as an executive producer. Hmm. 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 So all I'm saying is maybe we'll keep an eye on this. Maybe we'll see if he's still on there or not. I don't know. But either way, thank you, Marvel. I'm glad Marvel got like if this is true, that's all I'm asking. I want you to put some respect on Blade. I want you to act like you care about this. I want this to be a passion project. That's all I want. That's all I want. And if people are messing up, fire them. You fired the writer. Y'all went through 5 writers. So you fired a couple people already. And you fired the executive that was causing all these delays as well. So thank you. This gives me at least a little bit more optimism that Marvel's trying to get back on track. And maybe Blade is going to be for the better. Anyway, what do y'all think about these rumors and this speculation that maybe things are not as bad as we thought with Blade? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right, JN, what you got? Mackie was the lead and was good. Oh, I am shocked. Wait. Was he a co-lead? Was there someone else with him? You know, kind of like when it was Mackie and Sam Jackson in The Banker. Was he a co-lead? Let's see. Thoughts on turning this comic to a live action Deadpool versus Black Panther, and Marvel needs criticism. We spend money. Facts. But here. Okay, so let me address the Deadpool thing. Deadpool versus Black Panther. I would say no for 2 reasons. One, if it was ever a fight, and if we have the real T'Challa, it's not even a match. Like T'Challa's he don't even mess with Deadpool like that. I think they actually did fight each other one time. And T'Challa just whooped him. I think it was in a bathroom or something like that. He just whooped him and walked away. Like it's not worth the time. And second, if they were to do a live action movie with Deadpool and Black Panther, I still wouldn't want to see it because I get the feeling that Marvel would want to lean into making it slapstick goofy. And I'm not trying to see T'Challa in nothing goofy personally. Like I want to see my king be royal and kick some tail and be the smart, one of the smartest people in the world. Like I'm not with all that to try and make him look all goofy and silly. So no, I would not personally be on board for that. You could put him with Wolverine, you could put him with, the X-Men, whatever, Deadpool, but leave T'Challa out of that. As for Marvel needing criticism, yes, they do. All studios need criticism, and this is I cannot express to y'all how much this means when I give criticism to movies. It's because I usually know that, or at least I feel that they could be better, right? And it's because I want them to be better. I take no personal joy sitting through a bad movie. I get on Venom 2 a lot because it really pisses me off how much they squandered with good actors terrible writing, and even worse directing. The whole Carnage thing should be something that feels like an event. It should feel like something like, oh my gosh, Thanos arrived. Like it should be like that. Venom 2 didn't capture none of that. Sony needs to hear that. Sony needs to hear, y'all don't know what you're doing. Stop. Go back to the drawing board because everything you're doing right now is trash. But when people keep giving them the pass, they will listen to y'all before they listen to me. Until I got 50 million, let me become the Keith Lee of movie reviews, which is not going to happen no time soon. But until I get the millions of followers, they're not going to listen to me, but they will listen to y'all. This is why I try to implore y'all, go talk to them. Go tag them when they do something that you like. Let them know. Tag them. Mention them. Hey, we love the fact that you did this, this, and this. Hey, I love that scene in this movie. Yay, great. When they mess up, hey, yo, Marvel, DC, Sony, whoever, this is whack. We don't want no more screaming goats. Y'all have to tell them that. Because if y'all don't tell them, and here's the thing, they listen. They are listening for y'all. And when I say that, I'm saying they listen for trends. They listen for, articles that are being written. So it's kind of like when y'all make noise about certain things, they will listen to that quickly. I have to go viral for me to even get on their radar. You know how hard that is for me? I'm not that influential. Like Recast T'Challa was something very unique and special. I don't know if that's ever going to happen again. But y'all got that power every single day. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all share something, if y'all post something, listen, get on their radar. Let them know. Make like you said, we spend money. Y'all don't need to keep paying money for mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? Like when they give you something mediocre that could be better, don't spend your money because they're going to look at that dollar and be like, oh, this wasn't that good, but y'all like it. We made it for the fans. Don't ever fall for that. Anyway, thanks, Jan. Appreciate you. Let's see. Alib, what you got? I love everyone's opinion on recasting has changed since this Jonathan Majors Kang stuff started going down. Funny how short people's memories are. Ain't it though? Ain't it though? It's almost a little prophetic in a sense, right? Yeah. Shoot. Remember Balin in Star Wars and Ahsoka? Oh yeah. So the most respectful thing is to recast. Oh yeah. No, but we was crazy back then, right? Again, people gone people. That's all. Thank you, Ali. Appreciate you. Raymond, Blade was due to come out today, November 3rd. Man, you ain't have to remind me on that. Yeah, we could have been watching greatness. We could have been watching greatness. But it is what it is. There were a lot of other factors going on. So all right, what do we have? We getting close. We got a trailer. We got trailers to watch. There was a new Planet of the Apes trailer that just dropped. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a lot of stuff that happened in the Planet of the Apes. I do remember really liking all three movies. But if you were to ask me like what happened, the detail, I don't remember none of them. You know what I remember? I remember Caesar going no, and I was like, whoa, that's what I remember. I remember that. I remember when he whispered in James Franco's ear, just whispering like that. I remember that. I don't remember nothing else. But I do again remember that the movie was really good. All three were really good. So anyway, we do have a new trailer, and this is going to be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So, from my understanding, this is kind of like taking place a little bit in the future. I think we're following Caesar's son at this point, and the human race, if you recall, is pretty much dying out. There's that disease that happened, and it's dying. They're dying out. So it's an apes world now. Like it's for the apes. So anyway, let's go ahead and get ready and to watch these trailers right here. All right, let's pop this up here. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and check this out.
When I sleep, I see strange things.
Memories?
Not memories. New things. I see everything.
Yeah, I think that's Caesar's son.
That is not everything.
Oh, they go to humans. The hell? What was that?
What a wonderful day!
Oh. Okay, I'm there. I'm there. I like that. I like that. That's a trailer. That is a good trailer. You don't have to tell me what everything's about to happen. You just give me a listen. I know there's gonna be apes. I know there's different kingdoms, apparently, or different tribes. Somebody gonna fight for power. Uh, I saw them humans being enslaved. I looks like a good movie to me. I'm sold with this. I'm sold. Like that. I'm not saying it's gonna be the greatest, but the one thing I like about this, and this is kind of my same critique when it comes to Godzilla King Kong movies or Transformer movies, you barely see humans in here. I like that. Because if I'm gonna go to a movie called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I'm not coming for y'all humans. I'm coming for the apes. I'm coming to see the apes do ape stuff. And that is what I got from this trailer, that we just gonna get into ape madness and that's it. And that's all I want. So I'm with it. I'm with it. Looks good, looks clean. I love the fact that who was that? Was that Dr. Sayus? Or was that the other orange monkey? Was that Cornelius? I forget. Whatever. The Simpsons always got me thinking of Dr. Sayus. Dr. Sayus, Dr. Sayus, doo 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 doo. Dr. Sayus, Dr. Sayus. Y'all remember that? That's old. Anyway, what did y'all think about the trailer? How'd you feel about it? I liked it. I thought that was pretty solid. Short, to the point. You're not showing me too much stuff that comes off as spoilery. I think, what was that? That was like a minute and a half or something. Like, that was nothing. Yeah, I'll take that. So that's got me definitely excited to go see it. Cannot wait. So y'all let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Scott, what you say? The orangutan is Maurice? See, I don't remember. Yeah, he looked like King Louis to me. You know, ooby doo. I want to be like you. Yeah, that's what he looked like. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What have we got here? MJ, that Echo trailer. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So again, everybody's saying this Echo trailer is good. Let me see what all the hype is all about. Because listen, when it comes to Echo, we have seen a lot of stuff. Now, I have not seen it yet. So take that, for what it is for right now. When Echo first came out in Hawkeye, I wasn't impressed. I was like, okay, she a decent character. She's deaf. I guess she's missing a foot or leg or something, and she can fight. Okay, and you know, and they talked about like they were gonna do a show for her. It's like, all right, whatever. It felt like an extension of the pandemic where we were just pushing out content just to have content. Remember, what did Bob Iger say? Everybody don't need a sequel. Well, shoot, everybody don't need a show either. So I got the impression that Echo did not feel like a meaningful character that people would want to follow. Now, I could obviously be wrong, but I started to get more suspicious because this was the first time after what 7, 8, 9, 10 or whatever Disney Plus series. This was the first time that Disney was like, drop all the episodes at once. At once? That sounds like y'all want to get this off the books and just be done with it. It's coming off that way, that y'all just want to get this done with and over with. So I have to say that I was, and to be honest, I still haven't seen the trailer, but I'm a little suspect. I was like, yo, the red flags, you're dropping it all at once. It doesn't really feel like y'all believe in this. But because y'all been hyping this up and y'all been telling me this is good, we're going to watch this too. Should we bring the card out again? Why not? Let's do it again. All right. So we got Echo here. Let me load this up here. All right. Now let's see, because y'all been talking. Hit me up, E-Man. This is so great, E-Man. All right, let's see what this is all about.
Maya. I see everything that you are.
Is he making fun of her? That was bogus.
I always have.
Hey! All right, man. Golly.
Don't be afraid. You have so much pain in you.
Okay.
So much rage. That you can't contain it. You and I are the same. So, who's the monster?
That was pretty good. That was Echo? Disney, y'all was scared of that? Y'all had that up y'all sleeve and y'all. That's a good trailer right there. I don't know what's going on, but when you have someone's face being punched as the drop of a beat for your whole trailer, oh, we on something. Listen, let me just say this. Daredevil better come with that same energy, if not more. Daredevil, don't you show your face on Disney Plus nothing if Echo is out here outdoing you with all the violence. My man had a whole bloody suit. His whole hand just. Y'all remember when Kingpin used to be mad? You embarrassed me in front of Vanessa. Y'all remember that? He came with that same energy. You embarrassed me in front of Maya. Like, woo! And first of all, I love Vincent D'Onofrio. That guy is an amazing actor. Amazing actor. So the fact that Kingpin is in this, fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. I'm gonna watch this. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this. This look like it's gonna be great. So I'm here for it. Now we do have some more news actually about Echo. I believe the director, I want to say, was interviewed on this. So let's kind of pull that up and we could talk about some things. So there's some details in here that we can go through. Let's see. What did I want to? Okay, it says here that on January 10th, Echo is going to debut simultaneously on Disney Plus and on Hulu, the first that will have every episode available to binge at once, and the first that will be rated TVMA. Now, wait a minute, hold up. What did I just say? Just once again, if Echo can go this hard, Daredevil better go this hard too. And by the way, I think somebody had said, hold on, we got to pull this up. We got to go back. We got to go back and pull this up because I think I saw an article or something that said Daredevil was actually in this. Did y'all see him at all? Because I think it was like a blink and you'll miss it type of scene. Did y'all see where Daredevil might have been? Oh, did I get it? I think I almost got it. Hold on. Dang, I think I almost got it. There you go. There you go. First try. Looks like he in his red suit. So it looks like, okay, so he's not in his yellow suit. So maybe this is a flashback potentially. But and in the comics, Daredevil and Echo, like, they do have crossover and all of that stuff too. So it is kind of cool that, and this is not, I don't think it's a major spoiler because it was already reported that Daredevil was going to be in Echo along with Kingpin. And I had at first looked at that as a weakness. I looked at it as, oh, you need some help, but I don't think Echo needs no help. From what I'm seeing right now, it don't look like she need no help. And the fact that this is TVMA, guys, this is exactly what we've been looking for. This is like maybe, and I hope that this is the case. Maybe when Marvel says that we're not going to do rated R and Daredevil doesn't have to be rated R, maybe that's fine. Maybe that was also code for, no, it's not rated R, but it could be TVMA. Maybe not PG-13, but a little bit spicier, but not as spicy as rated R. I like where we're going with this. Because to me, again, ain't no reason Echo to go this hard and Daredevil can't. I want to see both. But anyway, we got some more stuff that they talked about here. It says here, it is the first superhero series ever centered on a deaf and a Native American character, Maya Lopez. representation, yada yada yada. The director, Freeland, she is Navajo. She grew up reading Marvel comic books. Oh my gosh! Now that, I'm highlighting the wrong stuff. My bad, y'all. That is actually something that we can welcome, because how many of y'all have been complaining off of the Marvel derivative or directive of we don't want people that have read the comics to do this stuff? Listen, and we just heard, as Daredevil has been failing and it was doing like the weirdest stuff, that Marvel hit that reset button. It was like, nah, all of y'all fired. We bringing in the people that were working on the Punisher to come work on Daredevil, and we moving forward for all their TV shows. They are going back to the traditional model. They are going now. I don't know if Echo is going to fall into that. I don't know that, because Echo is something that was being made years ago. I want to say last year or something like that. But moving forward, they're going to have a dedicated showrunner, show Bible, and all that. They're going to get it right. But what I like here is the fact that you have a director that not only is also Native American, but also grew up reading Marvel comics. I like that. I like that. What else did they say? Let's see. They have reimagined Echo's character indigenous. So, like, basically, I think she was. Let's see. They're making her part of the Choctaw tribe. But in the comics, she was, what was she? She was Blackfeet tribe. Freeland said here, it's not going to be earnest. It's going to be a little bit more violent, little, but we feel like there's a great story behind it. Cool. Also says the series largely takes place after the events of Hawkeye. It says here that the consequences are street level rather than cosmic, unlike so many other Marvel properties like Avengers or Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not the fate of the universe at stake. This is the fate of family. I swear, if Vin Diesel shows up in this, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away if Vin Diesel even remotely shows up. He better not. Anyway, according to Winterbaum, the other executive for Marvel, how those consequences play out puts Echo on the grittier side for the studio. And that is what led to the TVMA rating. Oh, thank you so much. Says here, according to the director, her power in the comic books is that she can copy anything, any movement, any whatever. It's kind of lame. Damn. I will say that is not her power. I'll just leave it at that. Golly, what? How did Taskmaster just catch a stray like that? Taskmaster was minding his own business and all of a sudden copying every and all moves. Just like, it's lame. Damn. Okay. I mean, okay. Well, we do have at least a rumor, and I don't know if you want to hear this or not. I personally don't think it's too much of a spoiler, but it's a potential rumor about what her actual abilities are. Now, keep in mind, this is not something new for Marvel to change up people's abilities or powers. We just saw how Ms. Marvel, her ability used to be embiggen, and she was almost like Reed Richards. But now she has like light power or whatever. And now instead of being an inhuman, she's a mutant. So Marvel has done stuff like that, where they will change up people's abilities. But there's a rumor again. So take this with a grain of salt if you like. But I kind of like where this is going if it's true. It says here from Can We Get Some Toast? Now, I don't even know if this is a verifiable source or not. I don't know. But it says here, as I previously reported, Maya Lopez's powers in Echo will not be the same as the comics. Maya will be empowered by the Choctaw women that came before her. She will have several different abilities that manifest when she's threatened, each power belonging to a different ancestor. Her power in the comic books is that she can copy. Oh yeah, we heard that from the director. So if that's the case, I'm not mad at that. Now, I take that back. I'm a little mad because that is something Black Panther has the ability. When he becomes King of the Dead, he has the ability to draw upon all the past ancestors. So I was kind of hoping that they would give that to Black Panther T'Challa. But I'm not mad at the fact that they're doing this with Echo. One, it does raise Echo up just a little bit more. And two, I do think that it makes more sense because with native indigenous beliefs, their ties to the land, their ties to their ancestors is very central to who they are. So if you're going to tell a very authentic story, that makes sense to me. And it's the same thing for Black Panther, right? Like Africans have a strong connection to the ancestors and stuff. So I actually maybe they could both do it. Maybe both of them can eventually do it. I'm fine with that. But I kind of like this. Now I'm curious, what are these abilities? What are these things that her ancestors were able to do that now she's able to channel? And is she going to be a mutant? Lots of questions. But guys, I didn't think I'd be saying this, but I'm excited for Echo. Echo looks good and sounds very interesting. So I can't wait. I don't like the fact that we have to do this all in one sitting, though. I kind of wish they'd let it do week to week so it could breathe, but whatever. I'm gonna sit and watch it. Will you be watching Echo when it drops? Are you gonna watch it on Hulu, Disney Plus? By the way, if you are gonna watch it, you do have to set your profile to allow TVMA, or else it's not gonna show up on your profile, I believe, on Disney Plus. So anyway, y'all let me know, what did you think about the Echo trailer? What did you think what the director had to say? And what do you think about this rumor about her powers? Is that something you want to see? Something you're excited for? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's grab these here. Anthony, thank you so much. Andy should have been nominated for the first one. He carried the entire film, and he only said 4 words. Which Andy are we talking about? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm late. Maybe I don't know what we're talking about. I know I'm gonna get it later. I'm sorry. Either way, thank you so much for it. And I believe you, sure. Let's go for it. Sure. MJ, I told you, man, I didn't say I didn't believe you. Like listen, you and 15 other people in my DMs told me the same thing. Okay. And all my friends and all my people, all the people in the comments and stuff hit me up. Man, you gotta watch Echo. Okay, I know, I get it. I'm there. So yes, you're right. You're right. Ty with the super sticker always coming through. Thank you so much, Ty. Always appreciate you for the wonderful support. Isn't what you got? I told you. Email. See, look at that. See, another one. Echo got Punisher vibes. Vincent is on one. Thank you, Mr. Foggy. Yeah, looks like they got something here, so yeah, like let's but Marvel's in shambles. Remember, the sky's falling. Remember. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Rabia, what you got? Thank you so much, Rabia. I appreciate that as well. Thank you. Didier, they converted you. They did. You know what? And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to stuff like that. I like that. I like the idea that going into something might not sound or look appealing, and then when you watch it, it's actually like really good. This is what I hope the Marvels will do for me. Like, this is why I'm gonna go see the Marvels, because maybe it is better than we expect, because I am kind of my expectations for the Marvels is very low right now, but maybe it's gonna be good. And maybe I'll be converted. Who knows? But yeah, it's a good feeling. I like it. But thank you so much for that. All right, guys. That is all that we have for the news and the topics for today. I want to thank y'all so much for that. However, we are about to get into the Loki stuff for Loki episode 5. Let's get that variant in. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. We back in here. So, yes, we are going to go over Loki episode 5. So, if you have not seen Loki episode 5, this is the time where I'm going to have to ask y'all to bounce because I don't want y'all to get spoiled. But if you actually don't care about spoilers, you're more than welcome to hang out here and, be here for this conversation too. But we are going to go through all of that. Hold on, let me grab this before because I don't want them to feel left out because we already in Loki mode. Hold on. Jay, what you got? The Echo trailer was awesome, but so was Secret Invasions. This is also facts. I'm going to keep an optimistic attitude about it and hope for the best, though. I'm going to hope for the best. Thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate you. All right, but we are here for Loki. Yo. This episode right here. Now, this episode, I definitely I saw somebody was like, E-Man, you were right. You were right about whatever. Listen, I don't even remember my theory. I think I had said something like what did I say? That like obviously they weren't gonna die. Obviously they were not gonna die. But that they might have gotten placed in different timelines. Let me just tell y'all, okay. That's that good old theory juice coming out, okay? Because nobody got screeners for this now. All the screeners that Disney gave out, that was episode 1 through 4. So anybody trying to predict stuff earlier than that, yeah, that's because they saw it. But everything now is open season, okay? So I'm gonna take my points. For the theory for episode 5, but. And I got I got a juicy theory for y'all too. I got a juicy theory as to what's gonna happen in episode 6. We're gonna get to it. But I got a juicy theory I want to share with y'all. But we have got to talk about this episode. There was so much that happened, so many interesting things. There's one thing that I super appreciate. We will get to it. So let us start off with how this kicked off. And of course, we got to go back to the beginning. And that was with Loki. And by the way, look at it. My man was crying. He literally did y'all catch my man like crying, the tear rolling down his cheek? That's because he thought he was gonna die. He thought this was it, So shout out to him for that. I thought that was pretty good because like we all thought that it was pretty much over with for them. But he did end up surviving, and it did end up becoming it was something unexpected. We did not know exactly what was going to happen, except for my theory. But Loki did find himself back in the TVA, and while he was there, it was completely empty. Like, where did everybody go? Like, what happened? Why? The question is, why was Loki still here while everybody else was gone? This is the part that really just did not make a lot of sense. And then we see Loki starting to time slip again. And this is like another question, like, why is he time slipping out of all people? Like, what sense does this make? Like we just got done with this. Now, of course, this could be because of the explosion. And again, for those of y'all that probably didn't get it, when Loki, that explosion that happened, it was an explosion of raw time. All that big bang that just happened, it was time, physical time material that all came together, combusted, and just exploded all over him. So it's probably the case that he is time slipping. That's what's causing the time slipping again. That we saw out here. But you notice here that things are kind of stabilized, at least from what it looks like. I don't know if the timeline reset itself or whatever. But you see him walking through the TVA, and he notices himself. Once again, here we go again with the loops. The loops are doing this. We've seen these loops happen over and over again. He looks at himself, but he time slips. Then he walks back. He finds the TVA manual. He's reading it, and then boom, you see him looped again, and he's watching himself again, completing that time loop. So we have many loops within many loops going on. Then, of course, now everything is starting to get spaghettified. Everything is turning into temporal spaghetti in the TVA. And things are just not looking good for Loki. Of course, he does time slip out of here. But here's something I want y'all to pay attention to. Did anybody notice this? Did y'all peep the failsafe mode was activated? Now, why is that important? The reason why I'm looking at this thing is because the TVA was something that was created by He Who Remains, right? Black owned company. Shout out. It's an entity in itself, right? It's like a factory. It's like a nuclear power plant. It's a organization. It's a building. All of that. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is a building that also had blast doors and safety precautions put in place if the temporal loom was going to get too big, dangerous, or whatever. It also had Miss Minutes, the AI, running everything. So my question for y'all is, what do y'all think is the actual fail-safe mode? Is this part of, because I personally think that this is all going according to He Who Remains master plan. I mean, why would he leave something that he built like the TVA to just blow up in the event of a temporal loom not being stable? I mean, I find it very hard to believe that he would not account for the possibility that definitely a temporal loom explosion could happen. So just kind of keep this in mind. Just keep it in mind. Maybe this is He Who Remains. Now, of course, we have other theories we'll get to, but let's kind of go back to the story. We go and we find Casey, who is now on a branch timeline in San Francisco in 1962. And he is now some guy named Frank or whatever, and that he's trying to break out of prison. And before Loki can really say anything to him, Loki just time slips to other locations. Now, he's going to a bunch of random locations. These are places we've seen, places we've been to, except for this place right here. We've been to that McDonald's already. He goes back to the TVA, and I think this is the same room from season 1 where Mobius was showing him the events of his life and everything. So, yes, this does look random for now. I know later on we'll find out that it is not actually random. But I do think that there is some level of significance going back to this room here. Then he time slips to even more locations. We go back to 2012 New York in a branch timeline with B25. Do y'all remember why this is such an important time though? 2012 New York. So it's a little ironic that of all people Loki could show up here because he's the one that's going to start taking over. Remember, this is when the first Avengers movie took place. Now, I don't know if there were significant events that happened in 1962 or whatever. I was trying to do some research on that, but I couldn't find nothing. But this is obviously not only a significant time in the MCU, but significant place as well. The Battle of New York is something very, very significant. But of course, he's scaring the mess out of B15 because she's like, what the hell's going on? And he disappears and leaves. Then we finally get it. This has been something in the works since season 1. We got Mobius on his jet ski, and my man is living it up. But here's something else. We go to Cleveland, Ohio in 2022. This is also a very important year. We will get to that in a second. But Loki pops up to try to talk to him, but he quickly time slips away. But that's because We're jumping to 94 in California. And this time we're getting to Obi. Let me tell y'all something. Obi is still my favorite character of this entire series. My man went to a bookstore to buy a book, but he got rejected because it was his own book. And he been slipping his own book on these folks for I don't know how long, but his books just won't sell. Poor Obi. I feel so bad for Obi. Poor Obi. Okay. Like my man just wanted, he said, I'll pay y'all in cash just to take my, he's giving him. I ain't never seen that before. I've never seen somebody want to give a store money for their own stuff. But all right, hey, shout out to the small businesses out there. But anyway, Obi goes back to his I don't know, his lab or his house, whatever it is. Did y'all notice that this looks very similar to the Citadel for He Who Remains at the end of time? It looks like if you look dead on in the center, I could kind of see where He Who Remains is sitting in his throne or chair, dead or whatever. It just looks very, very similar to me. But this is where Obi finally meets Loki again. And Loki is like, all right, look, this is very strange. I gotta tell you about this. Time travel, blah, blah, blah. And Obi's like, yeah, I believe you. Yeah, okay. What's up? What's like, and what like let's what else you want to talk about? And I just love how Obi is just always down for the scientific cause. Okay, it don't matter what it is, my man is down for it. And once Loki starts to tell him about time slipping, I loved how Obi just was first thing, I'm gonna tase you. He just gonna tase Loki, and then he tried to scare Loki just so that he could see, he's running experiments. He wants to find out, is this how you can get rid of the time slipping? But he tells Loki that he has to find a way to control it. If he can control the time slipping, maybe that's where he'll be able to figure out all the other mysteries that's going on. And he tells Loki that in science, it's about the what and the how. But because what he's talking about sounds like science fiction, Loki needs to figure out the why. And Loki's trying his hardest to do this time slipping. He says that his why is to save the TVA because they got to stop the multiversal war. They got to stop He Who Remains. He has to stop everything from going out of existence. Now, this sounds very heroic. This sounds like Loki is rising up to that cause of like that good guy where he's like, look, I got to put it all on the line. Later, we'll find out what his real why is. But I do like the fact that we're getting this surface level, this superficial reasoning behind this. And I thought that was pretty good. So Loki is trying this out, trying to figure out his why, saying that it's all the TVA. He's trying to do this thing. And I just thought that Obi was just hilarious, especially after, tasing him and everything. But Obi's coming through. Obi's like, oh, all you got to do, once he told him about all those other people, and Loki was like, look, I got to get back to a place that doesn't exist, but it's kind of impossible. Obi was like, all right, all you got to do is get the band back together. Get all the temporal auras together, and you can use that as coordinates or whatever. And that will be the way that you can kind of pinpoint where you need to go or when you need to go. But all of this, unfortunately, doesn't matter because they don't have a TemPad, and that's kind of a problem until Loki just so happens to pull out the TVA guidebook, which, by the way, Obi wrote, and he gives it to him. But then Loki quickly time slips away. So that was that. Let me grab some of these comments. I see they're piling up. Let me grab them real quick. Oh, okay. Anthony, thank you so much. Andy is Caesar from the first Apes. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. Let's see. Puma, Loki is a 4-letter word for love. Yes, I'm cool with that. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Baker, what's up? Loki is a season. Oh my God, awesome. Replay gang. but I made the review. Yes, you did. Thank you so much for being here, Baker. Always appreciate it. Let's see, Anthony, you out. All right, cool. Let's see. Urban, what you got? Oh, snap. The TVA is a black-owned company and is now trying to be taken over by a European who considers himself a god and is Karen. Well, we'll have to wait and see if that's true. But thank you so much for that. Let's see. Aleem with the historical lesson. What you got? Frank Morris arrived at Alcatraz in January 1960 after convictions for bank robbery, burglaries, crimes, and repeated attempts to escape various prisons. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming he's based off a real person. I don't know. I didn't do my research on it, but if that's the case, thank you so much for that history lesson. I really appreciate it. All right, let's go on. Let's see. Yep. Okay, we left off with Loki time slipping away. But now this time he meets Mobius again. And by the way, did y'all notice here that this little action figure did look like one of them TVA soldiers or whatever? But guess what? We found out, I guess, what Mobius was kind of worried about, that Mobius actually had kids and they bad as hell. What was his name? Tucker? I don't know what his name was. Johnny, Matthew, Timmy, whatever his name. He looked like a Tucker. I'm gonna call him Tucker. I don't remember his name. Why he running around with matches? And Mobius was like, "Oh, go get your brother, and stop him." Why your kid so bad? Like, what? Okay, clearly them kids ain't never been disciplined in their life, clearly, but that's neither here nor there. That wouldn't be my kids. I just say that wouldn't be my kids. But anyway, he meets up with Loki, and Loki is like, "All right, look, I'm here for the TVA," and he's like, "Oh, the ATV." Nah, man, the TVA. That's a different thing. But Mobius does not believe what Loki is talking about. And he getting ready to whoop him. He's like, "Yo, man, you gonna get out my garage now." And that is until Obi shows up with a temp pad. This is why I love Obi's character. Obi be coming through in the clutch. Okay. This man said he managed to make a whole temp pad in 19 months. That's it. 19 months to make this futuristic technology like it was nothing. Shout out to Obi. Always coming through. But with that technology, Loki does prove to Mobius that he can bring him back to any time to save the TVA. But this is really putting Mobius in a very hard place. Because now this Mobius he only knows this life. That's all he knows. He knows he got his kids, but now he knows about this TVA thing. And if he doesn't go help the TVA, then maybe all his kids are going to be gone or wiped out or whatever. And this kind of goes back to that fear that we were talking about that Mobius was hinting at, that pre-FOMO that we were talking about before, that he doesn't want to go. He didn't even want to know what he was missing, and that's why he was comfortable in the TVA. His ignorance was bliss. But now that he knows that he has kids, and now that he knows that the TVA exists, it's putting him in a very, very difficult position on potentially giving up his kids. Now, here's something else that I mentioned when I said that the year 2022 was pretty significant here. The reason why it was so significant is this is in between the blip. Okay, remember that. This is in between the blip. So Thanos already snapped people away. Thanos snapped everyone away. And because we heard that Mobius said, like, "Oh, their mom is gone." And that's probably because she got dusted in the snap. So you're talking about people that have also gone through a unique level of trauma of having loved ones just disappear in front of them. So now Mobius is trying to raise his kids as a single dad without the mom, and trying to leave his kids on top of that after that potential situation. That's got to be rough. That's got to be rough. But Loki was pretty convincing, especially when he told him that, like, yeah, I could bring you back to this time. So, I guess that's a good argument, I guess, to make that up. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Them kids bad as hell. One of them is going to go to jail anyway. Bruh, go to the TVA. Mobius, ain't nothing here for you. Them kids bad. The brother's probably going to be bad too. Go to the TVA. Because at least if you go to the TVA, you can go to another timeline. Maybe where the snap never happened. Maybe your family is cool. Maybe your kids are not destined to go to jail. You ain't missing nothing there. Them bad little kid. That kid probably going to burn your house down with you in it. Leave. Run. Tyler don't need your help. Whatever his name is. Anyway. So Loki starts to go out and recruit everybody, but he starts to realize, as he goes through, he goes and gets Frank or Casey, he gets B-15. But after, even though he gets everybody that he needs so far, he starts to realize that, like, he still needs Sylvie. Sylvie is also very important aura to help them figure this stuff out. And we do also see Frank here. Frank already trying to steal stuff, his sticky fingers. But we go to Sylvie, and right there, we start to see, y'all can see the bag kind of drifting away. It goes right out of existence, but look, she didn't need that nasty McDonald's anyway. I'm just saying, it ain't good for you. So, time probably did her a favor with that, But while time is slipping away and things are starting to slip out of existence, Loki shows up. And the crazy thing here is that Sylvie's memory is fine. She did not forget everything the way other people did. Now, the question is for y'all, why do y'all think that was the case? Why did Sylvie, of all people, she was caught up in the blast too. Why did she remember things and not forget like everybody else? If y'all have any ideas or theories, please feel free to let me know, because I was a little curious about it. I only saw the episode recently, so I didn't really have time to analyze it that deep. But I'm wondering right now, is it because she's another Loki and maybe Lokis are just unique? I almost wanted to think that, but something that happens later kind of ruined that theory. The only other thing I'm thinking about is maybe it's because of her temp pad. Because when that first explosion happened, I thought that Sylvie opened up a door at the last second, and maybe if she didn't save Loki, at least maybe she saved herself. But I don't think that's exactly what happens. I think she just, for whatever reason, is able to remember. But if y'all have ideas as to why she remembers things, please feel free to let me know. But I do wonder if it's the temp pad, having Kang's temp. I wonder if that maybe protected her or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now they're in a bar, and they have like this fascinating conversation, and I really love this is one of those things that I really love about this show, is when they have these characters. We've seen Loki and Mobius have these debates and conversations, and now Sylvie and Loki are having another good one here. And Loki is arguing that it's important to give all these TVA folks a choice on whether they even want to help save the TVA or not. And Sylvie, she's arguing, and this is a pretty good argument here, that he who remains didn't even give him a choice in the first place. So like she's like, yo, she kind of has a point here, because she mentions how Loki is about to give people something that they cannot unsee. He is about to burden them with a choice or responsibility that they probably don't want to have to deal with. However, at the same time, Loki sees value in actually giving people a choice. So, with all that said, I am very curious. How do y'all feel about this? Do y'all think that, like, what would you choose? What would you choose? Would you choose ignorance being bliss, right? So you know what you know, and that's all you know, or would you want to know the potential truth about reality? And maybe that truth comes with some very screwed up situations and some harder choices. Would you want to know the truth about reality, or would you like to stay ignorant in your bliss and just live your life? Please let me know what y'all would do, because I'm still kind of wrestling with that in terms of what it meant and what was going on with it. All right, let's see. We got a couple comments. Let's grab these here. Let's see. Shogun, I think because Loki and Sylvie are quantumly interlocked, same person, same aura. If Loki remembers, then she remembers. I don't know why Loki remembers though. Well, maybe. So I was thinking the same thing. I'm going to talk about that in one of my theories later on at the end of this video. But I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. So we're on the same page, and I will present something that might counter it, might not. So hang tight with that. Thank you so much for that support. We will see. We will see. Didier, let's see. Sylvie was not originally from that timeline anyway. Everyone else went back to their original timeline. So that's a good point, right? Sylvie was created from a branch timeline. So she's a variant. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say the TVA people were also variants. I believe they were. But even if they're not, let's just say they're not, and they're all from the sacred one. That I could see that making sense. Like everybody goes back to the sacred timeline. And maybe that's why they forget and variants don't. Maybe that would make sense. That would make sense. Thank you for that. Baker, Mobius, that the little kid with the fire, future psycho. Oh, current psycho. Ain't no future, current. He a psycho right now. Huh. Y'all see, y'all know when like you got like a little 2-year-old, a little toddler, and the toddler be you know they got something in their hand that they ain't gotta have, and you be like, hey, what is that? Give me that in your hand, and then they run away. That's what little Todd was doing. Little creepy little psycho kid. That's what he did. He just ran away with a lit match. Bro, get that kid up. Give him up. This is why he didn't want to think about his life before. Yeah, it's definitely he didn't want that trauma. Yeah, because forget the kid. I'm sorry. No, not that bad little kid. You can have him. Time. No, let the spaghetti time monster take him. No thanks. I'm good. But let's get back to this scene because I really, really enjoyed this. So you know, the conversation that they're having, Sylvie, she continued to push Loki to make him confess. What is your why? What is your why? You know, and he goes on, he's like, oh, it's the TVA. Oh, I want to save the TVA, blah, blah, blah. You know, she's like, man, that's BS. That ain't it. Sounds all heroic and all nice and all that, but that ain't it. You know, she's like, that's straight cap. And he finally breaks down and he was like, I just want my friends back. I don't want to be alone. And I want y'all to recall back to season 1 where we finally met old Loki, right? Played by Richard Grant. And old Loki told a story about his life, which was kind of like therapy for our Loki. And old Loki was like, "Oh yeah, you know, I fought with my brother Thor and all this stuff, and we hadn't talked for thousands of years. Like I finally got away from him, right? Fake my death and all that stuff. And I also became one of the most powerful magicians or sorcerers out there. Loki accomplished his goals, but he also ended up being lonely. He was by himself for thousands of years. And all he ended up doing was missing his brother Thor. And that started to impact our Loki because we started to see our Loki long for connection. Now, I know some people were probably thinking like, "Oh man, he just got the hots for Sylvie, and that's a little weird." But I think it was deeper than just like, "Oh, you kind of attracted." It was deeper than that. Loki has always longed to belong. That's what he wants. Because if you really, really go back and think about this, when you go back to Thor 1, Loki is the definition of abandonment issues. Loki is the definition of separation anxiety. As a baby, being torn away from his natural born parents or whatever, and having to deal with Thor being favored by Odin and always feeling like an outcast and stuff like that. Loki has always just wanted to find his place, you know? And when Sylvie sits here and asks him, what is it like, like what do you want? What is your why? And he was like, "Yo, I want to save the TVA because if I save the TVA, I could save my friends. And if I could save my friends, I won't be alone. And if I'm alone, what am I? Who am I?" Loki's having an identity crisis because of that attachment with that sense of belonging. And this, in my opinion, to me, this is just my take on it. But I'm like, yo, this is beautiful writing. This is what we want. This is what I'm talking. This is beautiful character development. Okay. Think about this. We had a Loki that was acting out, trying to rule New York. And we learned over the course of this show that he even tried to take over New York because it was an act out of fear. He was scared. The brother just wants a hug. He just wants some friends. He wants somebody to go play, some PS5, Xbox with. That's all he wants. He just want a friend. This is beautiful. And you know what? Shout out to Tom Hiddleston. I was about to say Holland. Shout out to Tom Hiddleston. This is acting. This is some good acting. This guy really gets it. I'm sitting here looking at this. I'm like, dang, Loki. I mean, I'll be your homie, man. You ain't got, I'll be your friend, Loki. You know what I'm saying? This is woo. Thug tears. Thug tears. Close. So close. But yeah, this is, and let me also just say this too. This is why it's so critical for Marvel to stop doing to change up what they've been doing with these Marvel shows. These Marvel shows have always needed to be character studies. WandaVision was a great character study. Yes, it was a limited series, and that's okay because it did what it needed to do. But these other series, they have to feed the characters. If they're only there just to uplift, whatever next movie that's going to come out, it's superficial. That means that once we get to that movie, we don't care about that show or that character no more because it served its purpose. But Loki, sure, Loki is explaining the multiverse. Sure, it educates us on what variants are. And yeah, it's setting up Kang Dynasty and all. Yes, it's doing all of that. But damn it, it's showing us who Loki is. And if you don't get that from a character, from a series, if you don't appreciate that, what are we watching these shows for? The action and fun and all that stuff, that's cool. But we connect with characters, and this right here is a fantastic job. So good on this episode for building on that. Let me grab some of these here. Jay, what you got? Let's see. It shows that both hospital and Mobius scene, it's on a branch timeline. Yeah. So the events in New York probably didn't happen in those branch. It is possible. Yes, that is true. That is true. Good catch on that. So I wonder if, yeah, because the TVA people, they were variants. Yeah. So they're not on the sacred timeline. They've because the whole the explosion happened, the explosion is gonna be a bunch of alternate timelines anyway. So yeah, the sacred timeline probably don't even exist right now. That could be another thing we got to think about. Does it even exist? Because the temporal loom exploded. Hmm. Thank you, J Mark. Appreciate it. See, I like the self-correction. I like this. Excuse me. Marley, what if Sylvie what if Sylvie, Loki, Victor Timely are the original timekeepers? Victor betrays them and becomes he who remains. Ooh, very sure, sure. Like why not? Okay, because I do think that there's some sort of I like that theory. I like that. There is definitely some sort of that would be a great basis for why there was even three timekeepers in the first place. So if that goes that route, man, I like that. Good call, Marley. I like that a whole lot. That looks good. If that man, very good. I like that. I like that. I kind of want that now, just to be the inspiration. And it kind of feeds into one of my other theories. So let's all brainstorm these theories in a second. We're gonna get to them. I'm gonna get to them, but because I got a similar theory, but not exactly like that. All right, so where do we leave off? No, not there. What was it? Okay, so yeah, Loki comes to his realization. He's sitting here wondering what's going on. Let's see. Okay, so now Loki comes back. But this time, he came back without Sylvie. Because Sylvie, she's like, man, I'm gonna go do my own thing. Forget y'all. So Sylvie goes to a local record shop to unwind and to just chill out. I did not listen to the lyrics of the song. I'm pretty sure they probably mean something. So if y'all want to listen to it, that's cool. Um, but if you noticed in the store, look in the back, you see the person that was like walking in. Yeah, that person like disappeared like immediately. So they disappeared. The guy's coffee cup disappears, and then all of a sudden, we're starting to see that things are getting a little weird. And of course, the guy's looking outside. Everything is turning into temporal spaghetti, and it is not good at all. And let me just say, oh my goodness, this right here, yo, Marvel, let them VFX folks finally cook in a show. Oh, this was so beautiful. This was so beautiful. All of this, everything just going up like that. I loved all of this. The way that it was shot, the way the VFX was going, Sylvie going in that last little door as all the time just in existence just goes away. Beautiful. And then Loki looks up and boom, Sylvie walks in because she realized, yo, everything is gone. We got to go back and make this work. So she goes back to Loki and the others. But as they get ready to go back, they can't find the temp pad. Where's the temp pad? Oh, well, temp pad don't matter because everybody getting, vaporized. Like, who was that? I think that was Frank. Yeah. What was it? Yeah, that was Frank or Casey. So Casey disappears. Mobius disappears as well. B15, she disappears. Hold on, let me grab the other images here. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So Frank was here. He gone. Then Obi. No, not Obi. Not Obi. But here's the thing. Obi said something very important. Before he goes, he says, oh, it's a fiction problem. And you keep hearing these elements of writing a story. This is science fiction. Sylvie had talked about that at the bar. She was like, because Loki was like, well, what are we going to do? What am I going to do without my friends? And she was like, you got to write your own story. And then you also have Obi sitting here saying, yeah, this is a science fiction problem. It's not a science problem. It's a fiction problem. Fiction we associate with stories. So then, Mobius, he's like, oh, man, I got to get back to my bad little kids. No, he's gone. Yep. The second he thought he would, no, that wasn't happening. And then, of course, you also had B-15. She thought she was going to go somewhere, but nope. SpaghettiOs. She's out of here as well. And as they are all starting to disappear, Sylvie is also gone too. And this is where I started to I was like, wait a minute. If Sylvie can go, maybe she's not protected. Maybe she's not all that special, and that was the one reason I was kind of like, maybe it's not about being Loki's, maybe it's something else going on. But as this is happening, oh my gosh, again with the special effects, you see Loki is just kind of going crazy. Time, reality is warping, all of this stuff is going wild, and then it just resets. Everything goes right back. And Loki is sitting here like, what the hell? Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And he finally realizes that now he can control his time slipping. And what he ended up realizing is that it's not about where, when, or why. It's about who. And the who is him. And Loki says that he needs to now rewrite the story. And the second he says that and commits to rewriting the story, he finds himself right back in the TVA right before everything explodes. So here we go. Loki is back in the TVA. That is how it reset. I don't know. Did y'all notice that there was also a post-credit scene? It was all the way at the end, of the very, very end of the credits. Let me see if I don't have the actual image, but if y'all went all the way back, it kind of went back to this video game. And you heard Brad, B5, remember him, or X5. Brad said, "You died, insert your coin, loser." Now, I don't know exactly what that meant. I'm assuming maybe it had something to do with um uh this is all a game. Maybe it's all a game, because why would you add that in there? And think about it. In games, how often do we get the chance to replay a scenario and redo something differently so that we can win the game, because it looked like it was about to be game over, right? So I'm wondering if that's what the post-credit scene actually meant. Again, it's not, so I'm sorry, it's not really a scene. It's really like when you go to the very end of the credits. Y'all remember in Endgame, or I think it was Infinity War, where you heard Tony's hammer, cling, cling, cling. It was just a audible thing. That's all it was. So that was kind of like what I was wondering, was like, well, is this a game or something that's happening? And then here's something else that was kind of fun to notice. Remember, this was not about the when, the where, the how. It wasn't about that. It was about who. If y'all go back to the episode, remember, go back to Obi's room or whatever. You might have missed this, but there was this board right here, and I can't zoom in on this. But if you look at that sticky pad right there in the middle, the one word that's circled, and what do they say here? They say when, what, how, why, all of that. It's who. So Marvel probably already was tricking you, slipping the answer right in front of you this whole time. Ain't nobody got time to read all them notes or whatever. But the answer was always there. It was who. And the who in this case is Loki. So let's go ahead and let me give you guys my theories. Hold on, let me put this in here myself, because I want to make sure that I remember this. Let's see. Theories. Bam. All right. So there are two theories here. There are two theories that I think could be the case. Now, one theory I heard earlier, and I think that it is possible. It's possible. And it has to do with the story from the comics. Now, I'm not going to go deep into the comics because I don't want to spoil it if it's true. But basically, it is very possible that Loki is the one that's actually in control of time. It is possible keep in mind, we're dealing with loops. We've been dealing with loops all this time, right? No pun intended. Because we're dealing with loops, it is very possible that we have not seen the other side of the loop. And the other side of the loop could be that it's Loki that's running everything. It could be old Loki, our Loki, in the future of the TVA, because remember, the TVA still has a timeline, is actually creating all of this stuff. And it could be possible that because old Loki, I think in the comics, it was, what was he called? I think it was King Loki or something like that. There was a story where King Loki was actually in control of everything. And King Loki literally was writing reality as however Loki wanted to do it. And I didn't read the story too deep, but Loki met King Loki. So it is possible, that because King Loki, let's just say King Loki exists. If King Loki becomes the new He Who Remains, right, as Marley had mentioned earlier, or I'm sorry, whoever had mentioned it, it's possible that if King Loki already is the new He Who Remains, they have the same aura, they have the same temporal aura. So if they have the same temporal aura, it would make sense that our Loki now has the ability to rewrite time the same way King Loki could. So that's one possible thing of what could happen. Oh, thank you, Alley Girl. Yes. Loki, Agent of Asgard. That is the comic that this is from. So if you want to go deeper into it, go into that. Thank you. Um, so you have that. Now, here's my theory. Now, I'm not basing my theory on the comics. Reason why I'm not basing it on the comics is because we know Marvel don't really stick to comics, right? Here's what I'm thinking. In the beginning, in the very, very beginning, and y'all probably might have forgotten about this. Let me pull this up for y'all. The very first thing that they showed y'all, didn't we just show you? I just showed you that Marvel puts the answers right in front of your face. They put it all in your face, right? What was the first thing that we saw and heard in this episode? In the recap, it was He Who Remains basically saying, I paved the way. Now, why would you put this random clip, this random thing? Like, we already knew you paved the way. We already knew that you was in control of that. We knew that already. But why would you want to remind us of this at this random point? Because it's not like we talked about He Who Remains after this. It was done. We were trying to figure out the time slipping or whatever. But the fact that they wanted to slip this in, Marvel is not going to show us stuff that does not matter, especially in the recaps. The recaps are clues. So the fact that they wanted to show us that specific thing, that He Who Remains wanted to remind us that he paved the way. And once again, He Who Remains was very confident that he was going to come back anyway. Okay. And let's also not forget, He Who Remains really wanted both Loki and Sylvie. Well, he was really going for Loki to run the TVA. He wanted them to run it for him. Let's not forget the TVA is a black-owned business. My man is not going to just give up his business. Who would give up their business unless they knew for a fact that who they give it up to can actually handle it? So my theory, oh, wait, let me give you some more evidence. Back in that Variety article, there was a line in there from one random source, and the source, according to the article, that person had already seen the end of Loki. And in that conversation, they were also talking about how the Jonathan Majors, Kang the Conqueror thing, they said, their words, basically, Marvel is screwed after watching Loki. They said that they are screwed because of how knee deep they are with Kang the Conqueror. So, if this person who's already seen all of Loki believes that Jonathan Majors and Kang has put Marvel in a compromised position, as in they can't get away from him, that's why this idea that maybe it's all Loki running it might not make a lot of sense. Because if Loki was running it, if Loki was the new He Who Remains, that does not compromise Marvel. If anything, that gives Marvel a huge out. Because now Marvel could say, hey, y'all, forget Kang. Loki is now the new big bad. So if it's true, because Marvel ain't got time to go fix this, by the way. If it's true that Marvel is screwed with Kang and Jonathan Majors' situation, then I do believe if he paved the way, Kang, aka He Who Remains, is still running things. Now, what does that mean though? Because Loki clearly can still rewrite stuff with time. Y'all ever get a job and be on probation? I think Loki's just on probation right now. Kang wasn't going to go nowhere. He Who Remains wasn't going to go nowhere. He already put into motion to solidify his own existence. That's why he went and had Ravonna go do what he did on the secret timeline. And that was according to one of his protocols, right? So because he had that protocol in place in case he was not around, and I just told y'all earlier in this episode, why would this man have a whole business, a whole thing, a whole purpose? And what is that fail safe all about? Is the fail safe just a reset? I think the fail safe has got more to do with that. But I really do believe at this point, and this is just my little theory, He Who Remains is auditioning Loki to see how can Loki do as He Who Remains. And I also told y'all, I got that impression that while we have the sacred timeline, the TVA clearly seems to be on a separate timeline because it has a past and a future that Loki keeps jumping back and forth in. So while the TVA is outside of the sacred timeline, the TVA is still on its own timeline. And that gives me the impression that the master of time himself, Kang, He Who Remains, probably is on another timeline watching everything. So I would not be surprised if we saw in the next episode, Loki starts to realize that he's the author of all this stuff. He can figure it out. He can change the outcomes. He can go back in time, go in the future of time. He can do whatever he wants in the timeline that He Who Remained gave him to play in. And when it's all said and done, He Who Remains is going to be like, you failed. I'm going to come back and run this. Because again, you still got Kang Dynasty, right? And you still had He Who Remains who wanted Loki to run the TVA. I'll give you something else. We just saw what happened with him and Ravonna. He Who Remains is the kind of person to let other people fight his battles. He lets other people do his work. Maybe Loki is the failsafe. Maybe Loki is the plan to fight in the multiversal war. We talked about that potential rumor. Oh no, we didn't talk about it. Well, okay. There's a rumor, and we don't know if it's true or not, that Deadpool 3 is really going to be a story about the TVA coming after Deadpool and Wolverine and maybe trying to recruit them for the multiversal war. I could totally see that being the cause for Loki, because Loki's starting to understand, and he's trying to he's drinking the Kool-Aid. He drank the He Who Remains Kool-Aid that the multiversal war is a bad thing. So I would not be surprised if Loki sat here, took control of the TVA, but that was part of He Who Remains plan, so that Loki can go fight the multiversal war. And when all that stuff is done, He Who Remains can step in and be like, thank you for doing my work. Back to it. And that's it. So anyway, that's my little theory behind this. I think He Who Remains is still pulling all the strings. I think it's level on top of level on top of levels. I saw earlier somebody was asking, how is Marvel screwed with Jonathan Majors? A lot of that has to first of all, I'd recommend that you go watch my most recent videos involving Kang and Jonathan Majors, but his legal issues, whether he's guilty, whether he's innocent, it doesn't really matter. If there are more issues that come from that, if this takes longer, if it makes Marvel look bad, that's going to screw Marvel up, because Marvel's more about the public image than they are about what's right or wrong. You know, they've stuck with him, but if his case comes out in a negative light and it gets bad press, that's not going to be okay for Marvel, especially how much they've committed to Jonathan Majors. So that's what I meant by he could be in trouble, or they could be in trouble. But anyway, all right, that was my theory. If you guys have other theories, please feel free to let me know. Because like I said, I love the fact that this is completely this is all completely free. Nobody knows nothing. We just all got to figure it out together. I love that. I love that. Let's see. You said was it I don't get why it has to affect his acting. It doesn't affect his well, it does affect his acting. His legal issues have literally lost him jobs. He's lost managers, he's lost PR people, he's lost commercials, he's lost movie gigs, he's got stuff that's been delayed, if not taken off the schedule completely. And that's before any guilty verdict or, claim of innocence. So again, bad press is not good for the business of selling movies in the entertainment. So that's what it is. It's not, it has nothing to do with whether he's guilty or not yet. It's the court of public perception. I'm sorry, the court of public opinion. And it's all about how the company, Marvel, feels about how their image is, right? Because you have to think about this. Marvel is owned by Disney. Disney, they love their money. But let me tell you, the one thing Disney cares about more than their money is their public image. They cannot be associated. This is why they try not to be associated with politics. They try not to ruffle no feathers, because Disney's supposed to be wholesome family fun. So if wholesome family Disney is involved with some weird trial, that's not good business for them. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's just how they operate. So anyway, long story short. Oh wait, let me grab this right here. JN, that victory timely Funko Pop will be copped. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Thank you for putting that on. Thank you. All right, guys. This is the point where I need y'all thoughts and theories. I'm sorry, I need y'all ratings. On a scale from 0 to 10, what are y'all rating this episode 5 of Loki? Go ahead and let me know while you're thinking about that. Oh, I'm gonna give me some tea. Let me think about it. So, my gosh, the writing, fantastic for me. The writing itself was definitely something that blew me away. The acting, I mean, Tom Hiddleston is killing it right now. So I was with that. Didn't have a lot of action, but again, this was more of like, this is digging into the character. So the character development, the study, I absolutely loved. And it's got me excited to see what the hell's gonna happen next. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10. Real close to a 9.5, real close. But I kind of feel like the last episode was a 9.5, maybe. I forget what I gave. Maybe I gave it a 9 too. But I'm giving this a 9. I'm giving this a 9. Fantastic episode, great writing, moving, emotional, compelling. I wasn't bored. So I'm giving it a 9. But let's see what y'all are giving it here. Dang, I should have started at the top. 9, 9.5, 8.5, 7, 9. Okay. 9.7, 8, 9, 10. All right. I like it. Like it. 7, 8.5, 9. Okay. I feel you. 11, 10, 8.5, 9, 10, 10. All right. We getting fire now. 10, 8, 9, 8. Okay. 9.8 something pie. You got 9 pie. I'm just say pie. I don't know. I go with a 10. Well, Allie girl, how'd I know? I could have guessed that. 7.75, 9.57, 9. Oh, we got some more. Okay. 9, 8.5, 10, 10, 10, 8.7, 8. We got 9.45, 8.5, 8.5. I think we like this episode. I think it's safe to say. All right, guys, that is all I've got. Oh, I made it under 3 hours. Hey, now, a couple minutes to spare. I want to thank y'all so much. Oh, wait, let me grab this from Anthony. See you next week. See, I'm Mackie hater. See, now he trolling. Now he just trolling. Thank you for that, for the support. But I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to hang out with me tonight. It always means a lot. Appreciate all of y'all with the financial support. Definitely means you have no idea how very helpful that is for the channel. It really goes a long way. So I want to thank y'all. Shout out to Sharon. Sharon has been hitting up that thanks button on the replay mode. Thank you so much for that. Shout out to Mambo Jazz as well. My man's been doing that as well. Thank you for that. Appreciate y'all for holding it down. Guys, this is the last episode. We got one more episode after this. So we got to get on this. Make sure you go watch Just My Opinion Reviews to watch my take on episode 1 of Invincible. I think we're going to go ahead and we might start covering that. We might have to add that to the list. What else? Of course, we got to be here next Friday to cover this last episode of Loki. This is going to be this got to be it. It's got to stick that landing. If this sticks the landing, this could be the best Disney Plus show or series. Because I still got WandaVision, but Loki's gonna. This is mad competition right now. Mad competition. So I think if all this needs is an 8 or better. If this last episode can give us an 8 or better, this is hands down the best series. Period. That Marvel Studios has put out there. But anyway. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. You know the routine. Wash your hands, wash your butts, and everything all in between. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. And I will see y'all next week, guys. Peace.